This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome in to game number 5. The Edmonton Oilers, the Carolina Hurricanes. Just kidding. We just watched Carolina blow a lead here against the New York Rangers. There may be playoff overtime prior to the start of the Oilers Canucks game. Giddy up, that'll be a good time. But for right now, the Oilers and Canucks will kick off about 8:15, 8:20. Mark that down. Go get your drinks, go get your sodas, whatever you need to do tonight. Get her done, as the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks set to try and settle this series up to an elimination scenario. The next team that wins tonight, well, they get the elimination opportunity in game number 6. For some, a must-win this evening for the Oilers. For some, a do-or-die game. However you want to pitch it. For the Oilers tonight, you got to show up. That's number 1, I think. And number 2, you got to do exactly what you did in game number 4 against the Vancouver Canucks. That is, stymie them defensively, block shots, play committed defense in front of Pickard, get some goaltending, and score some goals at good times, right? I think that Bouchard goal, that Nuge goal were really good goals at the right time. So we'll see where the Oilers take it tonight. We'll see where the Canucks take it tonight. But for right now, as we set up, the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Rangers currently tied 3-3 with 6 minutes to go in the third period of play. As we get everything set up here, friends, again, if you're just trickling in, make sure to hit that like button nice and early. I've got the little notification there at the top of the stream telling you to do that, but if I can encourage you to do so, we could get a little crazy towards the end of the stream. We still haven't gotten quite as crazy as the end of game 1. That said, things kind of were heightened, I guess you could say, at the end of game 1 compared to where they've been throughout the series. Yes, overtime, but again, for the Oilers, the overtime didn't really last that long, so hard to get things heightened if everybody's just barely getting into the stream at that time. So, all right, friends, let's do it. To the chat we go. Jesse, Ryan, welcome aboard. Andrew, like you're saying, let's do it. Yeah, we are now officially just about 50 minutes to puck drop, I guess you could say. 52, 53, somewhere in there. And Bonnie, welcome aboard. Whale, welcome in as well. You take care of you take care of yourself, which is nice. But also glad to have me aboard. That's fantastic, right? I think tonight we're gonna try and sneak a little something different we haven't done on the stream. I can promise you, I've had enough friends step forward over the course of this past year that said, hey, we really have to do something next season during the regular season games to spice it up a little bit. I know one friend's really adamant about possibly doing a Hot Wings stream. I mean, I handle Hot Wings pretty well. We aren't going to see me do the Blazers, but you get where I'm going with that. And I think too, just trying to find some different on locations, some different things, some different looks, right? The old game streams might get a little stale at times, so we'll try and mix it up a little bit, and tonight we'll get that going. But this evening, though, I'd be amiss if I did not mention right out of the gate Mr. Darren Dutchyshen's passing. Obviously, one of, if not the hardest hitting sports journalist, sports broadcaster losses we've had in a long while. I know we had Bob Cole recently as well. And Darren Dutchyshen, a guy who I think anybody around my age, anybody who grew up in Alberta over the years as well, a little bit older than I, would very well be familiar with just how amazing of a broadcaster he was. And he means a lot to us out here on the prairies as well, for a guy that came from little town Saskatchewan to be able to kind of move up all the way to the national ranks and be one of, if not the most beloved broadcasters on a national broadcaster when it comes to sports for several, like, I feel like it was decades. I think it is decades. I think it was at least two decades for Darren Dutchyshen on SportsCenter. I don't think anyone's actually posted that stat tonight, but a tremendous loss for the sports broadcasting scene in Canada, a scene that has been heavily ravaged by cuts over the past 15 years as well. But you know, it's one of those tough things. When you lose a giant in the industry, it's almost more than any cut can mean, because that's kind of where a lot of people get their foot in the door, right? I think for myself personally, my journey towards where I am today was and is affected by a conversation I had back in 2013 with a member of TSN, that being Ryan Rashog at the point. But you think for a lot of broadcasters over the course of the years growing up, whether it be Edmonton, Saskatchewan, anywhere along the way, Toronto as well, you would definitely figure that Darren Dutchyshen factored into growing quite several careers across the country. So when you lose somebody of that status, it is a tremendous loss, of course, for not just hockey fans, not just sports fans, but of course kind of the industry as well. And that's kind of one thing that I'm grateful I can kind of look at through that lens, is losing someone of that stature is a trickle-down effect through every bit of the sports community. And just to kind of have that little situation where, you know, hey, from my journey, how somebody like Darren Dutchyshen can really turn the tide in somebody's journey like mine. That's tremendous to think how much he's going to be missed in that fact. So just wanted to make sure we got that out of the way. I know I didn't mention that in the video tonight, but I knew I wanted to get that done here on the stream this evening. So definitely rest in peace to a great man, Darren Dutchyshen, who I think everybody that's attributed him on social media today has done a much better job than I ever could. But yeah, it's absolutely incredible to see the outpouring of absolute love for a man that is gone too soon. So yeah, that is a tough go. But speaking of tough goes, not to transition right back to hockey, but the New York Rangers, leading 3-2 in the series with 4:19 to go in the third period, have just taken the lead 4-3 over top of the Carolina Hurricanes, who their fans are absolutely stunned. I've got Peter sitting here explaining. We'll get to the chat here over a little bit as well. But Peter's asking to explain who Darren Dutchyshen was for those in the United States who might not be familiar. He was a sports host for years. I mean, whether it be Sports Night, whether it be Sports Center, he has been around the realm. He's done a lot with TSN over the years, and battled through some health issues, and obviously gone today. But just a man that went from a nowhere town, basically, from everything I can gather, to the absolute pinnacle of the stage for what you would think sports broadcasting in Canada would be, right? Sports Center on TSN, for a long reign of Darren Dutchyshen's time on there, was the top tier program in the country when it came to sports news. So yeah, you know, it's a guy who very well made his spot on the scene, but also really made that scene mean something for Canadians across the country. So there you have it. All right, friends, let's get to the chat here before I miss everybody on their way in. We go to SR, who's tuning in from Smoky Lake. Glad to have you aboard, as CG's in as well. Gord's just tuned in. SK as well. Crazy, welcome in this evening, as you're talking about the Oilers making us proud here in Oil Country tonight, trying to bring the series back home 3-2 with a chance to eliminate the Vancouver Canucks in Game 6. Adam, welcome in. Bane, welcome aboard as well. Brian, welcome in. Alan, good to see you as well. Mr. Doom, tuning along. What's up? I think that's we've covered off everything on the pregame so far that I wanted to touch on prior to getting to the goaltending and situation there. So Doug, welcome aboard as well. Let's see where we got Jeff. Welcome aboard, and Roger, thanks for being in here as well. So sorry friends, I kind of brought myself down out of the gate here. That is my apology, but of course a great man like Darren Dutchyshen deserves a moment of time to at least be talked about on a broadcast such as this. So we get set up for the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks this evening. Archer Shilvas gets the start. His goals against average has creeped up to .271 now in this series. .907 save percentage, .43 record with a shutout. Calvin Pickard, 1-0 record, .157 goals against average, and a .917 save percentage. So I think if you're the Edmonton Oilers, it's almost one of those things you want Calvin Pickard to get hot, because the longer you ride Pickard seeing success, the longer Stuart Skinner can wait to get back in the crease and get back going for a good positive run here the rest of the way home. I believe if Pickard really wants to play lights out like he has in his few moments here so far in this series and the way he did this year, Pickard will be the goalie that wins the Stanley Cup for the Edmonton Oilers. We've seen it all too often, but what I know of Calvin Pickard and what I know of the situation this year with Pickard coming up to the Oilers, I will tell you straight up, there is no one I would bet more for if I were to bet on sports than Calvin Pickard to help win the Edmonton Oilers the Stanley Cup if the coaching staff is willing to give him the shot. So yeah, we'll see where the Oilers can kind of take us tonight on that front with Calvin Pickard starting. And of course as well, Archer Shilvas continues to star in this series. And I'm really actually somewhat sick of the third stringer is beating us mantra. Because for Shilvas, it's kind of a tale of, you look at like where he's from, Latvia, you look at the goaltending performance in the World Championships, and you kind of look at how long he's been percolating along the NHL journey. A lot of times guys wait for a moment to break out in the NHL, and I think he found that moment here in the playoffs. So just give me a second. But yeah, so it's one of those situations where I don't think Chilvas is necessarily a third string goalie, especially a lot of places in the NHL outside of Vancouver where they've got established Demko and established Casey DeSmith. So I'm hoping that this year really proves that for a lot of fans across the NHL, that maybe Archer Chilvas is a name to not just forget after one playoff run, even if the Oilers do eliminate him. So yeah, this is going to be awesome to see the Oilers hopefully get things going. We've got our guest on the stream coming in about 25 minutes, so around puck drop there at 8 o'clock, 8:20. We'll see where obviously the Oilers can take us in this game. That's going to be the big part, right? I think it was talked about on 6:30 Ched tonight with Reed Wilkins and Paige Martin, talking about kind of the emotional energy tone in this series, right? Each team has been guilty to a good degree and good measure for it in the series of really trying to up this energy, not necessarily the tone, not necessarily the physicality, just the energy within the series, right? Every moment there's a change in how the series is looking or going minute by minute, second by second in the game. The opposing team that kind of sees it going against them starts building back the other way. And it's really interesting. Yes, teams in this series have had minute and a half, 2 minutes in the zone, but on those possessions, most times the puck hasn't gone in the net. That's kind of the unbelievable part here. Yes, a couple of them have, but most of the time it hasn't. And then all of a sudden the team will go back the other way and really set the tone back in the other end. So looking forward to hopefully seeing the Oilers really just capitalize on a victory at home to send it back to Vancouver tied. I think it was last night in this last time out in the streamer, I heard it somewhere where somebody was saying they're going to split the series home and home, right? 1-1 in each barn, and then the Oilers are going to go to Vancouver, build an emotional win, ride the roller coaster into Game 6, let the fans bring them home, and you're up and done in 6. That's the picturesque, perfect way to end it. But again, there's a lot that the Oilers have to do to make that happen tonight, and we'll see if they're capable of getting that done this evening. So, Spencer, welcome aboard this evening. Picard once again starts, yes, indeed, as the Edmonton Oilers will hopefully get going here about 8:15, 8:20. Carolina Hurricanes fans looking absolutely dismayed. Laura, welcome in as we get things set up towards puck drop tonight. Again, friends, we have had really no problem crushing the stream goal of 1,000 views or whatever, or 1,000 hours so far. So again, tonight we'll set it kind of around that 1,000 mark, and we'll see if we can kind of do that again for another night in a row. So the Oilers and Canucks get underway here in just about 40 minutes time, so we got plenty of time prior to puck drop. I'm going to save the pregame Pepsi until our buddy gets here, and we'll get going then as the Oilers and Canucks get set up for tonight's hockey game. I am, however, going to move this just right over here a little bit, actually, and try and move that so it's a little bit of a different look. You might hear a different sound, honestly, with the mic moving over there. It echoes a little bit more in that corner of the room, but we'll see what happens. There we go. We should be ready to rock, friends. I don't know if there's anything else I'm really missing tonight. I think we're pretty well set up for tonight's hockey game. Obviously, the Oilers and the Canucks need a big shift in this series, each team. The Oilers averaging 4 goals per game, 3 goals against per game. The Canucks 2.7, 2.6. So if the Oilers, in what has been 6 straight games of 1 goal or less, I guess really, you want to try and score as many as possible without sacrificing the defense tonight. That would be would be fantastic if the Oilers could find a way to get that job done this evening. So Scott, welcome aboard, and Bonnie still cheering for the Canucks. That's fine. Amir, welcome in as well, as the Oilers are really just about set to get things going here on Sportsnet for tonight's game. 4-3 the score for the New York Rangers. Carolina still has about $1.35 to try and tie this hockey game this evening. So we'll see if they can indeed find it. Mark, welcome aboard Awake as well. Missed you earlier as the Oilers and Canucks do battle here in Game 5. But first we got to decide who wins this game number 6 between Carolina and New York. Carolina's blowing the lead and giving New York the chance for the empty net here, but Carolina doing a good job trying to keep this series alive, as it'll be fired in by Carolina, and both teams look for that next goal. New York the one to seal it, and Carolina the one to bring them to overtime here within the last minute of play inside the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina. And this is going to be a big finish here. I think that one's going to hit the empty net. Yes, it will. And New York will finish it off 5-3, and they will take the series to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. So just like that, my hope for the second round series between New York and Carolina is done and dealt with. It will indeed be the New York Rangers moving on against Carolina. Yeah, I know there's 48.1 seconds, but I am doubting you're going to see the New York Rangers blow the lead against the Carolina Hurricanes here in 48.1 seconds. So, yeah, friends, we are up and running for tonight's live stream. Obviously, we are underway. I think what we've seen so far in the broadcasts in these playoffs is we've kind of hit that 100-hour mark prior to puck drop. We're at 12.25 hours right now, so we're rolling along well. And, of course, you know, as soon as we get closer to 7:50, 7:55, we'll see the post-game shows for the, or pre-game shows, pardon me, for EST and Oilers Nation come to an end. And that's when we see the flood of everybody kind of end up in here. Was kind of nice, a moment tonight at the bar. Went to pick up pizza prior to getting the pregame going here on the channel, and actually the bartender's like, "Hey, I know you, don't I?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm in here all the time." She's like, "No, you're that YouTube guy." I'm like, just baffled, right? This is something that you don't often usually see. I mean, I go to lots of bars. I'm kind of a bar junkie, not that I drink, but growing up in the tavern at the Grand Center Hotel, it's kind of one of those things you never want to lose a piece of you, and that's one way I keep it alive. But yeah, it was kind of something that threw me for a little bit of a loop, right? And glad to see that we got support all across the province of Alberta. That means we got support down here in southern Alberta, by the way, so that's good news for us here on the channel this evening, as we know that Flames country is kind of also cheering along for us. So the New York Rangers take home game number 6. They will win the series and move on to the Eastern Conference Final. Andrew, your bracket's still great, or still perfect. That's awesome. And yeah, and you know what, Jeff? That's the big thing. Picard's got nothing to lose, but let me tell you, there ain't no one looking for a Stanley Cup more than Calvin Picard for reasons, I guess you could say. As the Oilers are about set to get things going this evening. 3-2 in 5th overtime, Peter. Well, I will tell you, friends, for those of you wondering if it'll be an overtime game for the Oilers or not tonight, I will tell you this. There's a sneaky thing about that Play Alberta lines of the game for the Oilers is, I think, like, I want to say 5 out of the past 6 times they've put overtime as the bonus betting line. It's just so happened, I believe, we've gone to overtime, so stay tuned. We very well will likely get overtime tonight, so we're in for a good finish up tonight. So we'll see where the Oilers take us. But of course, going overtime is the Edmonton Oilers side. Usually don't last more than 5 minutes, win or lose. So we'll see where it goes here in this one. But I don't expect overtime to go too long if it does. So the Oilers will look to try and obviously settle up a big victory in game number 5 tonight to take it home for 6, to have a chance to eliminate the Canucks on home ice. That's something that I think after game 1 many of us might not have thought was possible, but the Oilers have done a great job in this series at responding. The Canucks, to their credit, did as well in game number 3. So now tonight, can the Canucks respond, or will the Oilers have the answers all night long? We'll find out here as this one goes. Laura, any afternoon games, I think tomorrow or Saturday, we're slated for 8 p.m. as well. So we will not be seeing any afternoon games the rest of the way home in the playoffs. And for us Oilers fans, that is kind of a tough thing, given that we really never get a break all playoffs long. It is late, all day, every night. You know what, Jeff? As an Oilers fan, I would be cheering on the Flames if they were in the same position. This is I know how deep down the Battle of Alberta burns. I will tell you, a lot of the past, since the Kachuk-Kassian incident, I have spent a lot of time cheering for the Calgary Flames to be good and to be a team that can kind of excite Alberta as well, because it's one of those things where, as a hockey fan in the province of Alberta, there is nothing better than when the Canucks, Oilers, Flames are all really doing well, or at least doing close to well at the same time. So I know the Jets kind of factor in there too, but the Jets are a little bit too removed, I think, from the Alberta sphere to really matter throughout the regular season, right? They're not in the division. They're not really the first round opponent unless you, 2021, whatever. But, right, you get where I'm going. I think it's the Canucks, Oilers, and Flames. When all three teams are doing good, it really makes it interesting. And that's something that I wish I would have known a little bit more about in 05, 06, right? I was pretty young back then. And, right, the Canucks were 3 points out of the playoffs once the Oilers secured their spot. The Flames were the division winners. So, kind of one of those things where you would love for all three teams to take home the first three spots in the Pacific and really have a chance to make a mess of the playoffs. That'd be awesome. That said, though, there would only be one team moving on at the end of the day, and that would kind of suck. So we'll see how it divides out. But yeah, Mark, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Another Mark joining the chat. See you in there as well as the Oilers and, well, our friends, the Vancouver Canucks, will get things underway here in a matter of about 30 minutes time, somewhere between 8:15 and 8:20. At this moment, friends, I'm going to take a second to run upstairs, make sure it's not hailing outside. Southern Alberta is under massive alerts for severe weather tonight. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. We'll get this going. If you haven't hit that like button, get that done. We'll be right back. All right, friends, the Oilers, the Canucks, 8:15, 8:20 puck drop. We know that somewhere in there. We'll be ready to rock and roll here in the given time when it's ready to do so, as the Oilers and Canucks ready to do battle this evening for us, as it is a pivotal game number 5 between these two teams. So looking forward to that. Yeah, the Oilers, Canucks, we'll see where this one takes us. Like I'm saying, this is going to be a journey for sure, as the Oilers try to get this job done, as the Rangers just did in game number 6 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Alan, would it be Rangers versus Oilers for the Cup this year? What's everyone thinking? I think that's been the most consensus thing I've seen in the chat throughout the playoffs thus far. So probably the most likely outcome if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan, hoping the Oilers make the playoffs. I think we can agree right there. As Jeff, I'm going to just chuckle at that one. As, yeah, we got Hey Now in the chat as well, and Greg and Oil Collector joining along as well. So, Mr. Doom walking through downtown Banff with the family listening. Well, thank you very much for making me a part of Banff. I hear it's supposed to snow there this evening, as the Oilers and the Canucks get underway at about 8:20. Tristan, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for, of course, getting that pizza out in a timely manner this evening. Appreciate the help there, getting the pregame meal in. As the Oilers and Canucks, well, I'm going to need to be well fed this evening to try and survive this one if Peter's correct on the 5 overtime period call. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that's going to be the case, but we'll see what the Oilers can achieve through 60 minutes of play. So, Andrew, Rangers versus Oilers, there you go. So Andrew's bracket so far is perfect right now, friends. We'll go with Rangers Oilers as the final, since it's in Andrew's bracket. Jack, Blue Shirts in the Final Four. Yes, they are. I don't think that was unexpected, right? They were a pretty good team this year, and I look forward to seeing kind of what happens here in the Eastern Conference, because whether it be Boston or Florida, it's going to be a dummy in that Eastern Conference final, that's for sure. And Mike, watching in camp, Fort Mac. Hey, you know what? Here we go. I just had a good buddy. Friends of the channel might know. Another guy that talks Oilers here on YouTube just headed up to Fort Mac to go work in camp for the next few days. So, Mike, glad to see that the Oilers contingent has arrived in Fort Mac and ready to rock and roll for tonight's game. As also, hopefully, the firefighters up in Fort Mac get a nice rest tonight. I know pretty much the whole province of Alberta is getting cooler, wetter temperatures today. So, hopefully that breaks down the right way, and those Fort McMurray residents that are out of their houses once again or for the first time, hopefully able to go home rather soon. So, Northern Farm Girl, welcome aboard. Northern Farm Girl, who was at game number 4 for the Oilers, missing in action in the stream. Well, back here tonight. And Peter, you haven't been to Banff, so you can't comment, but Banff over Canmore. Yeah, Banff over Canmore all day. Canmore is just free Banff, I guess, and when something's free, it kind of gets a little grosser to some extent, right? So we'll see kind of how those two places evolve. I know they're doing a whole bunch of housing initiatives in Canmore, so interesting to see. And Mike, you got lots of rain today. That's good to hear, because I know obviously those fires there on the side of town, it's kind of sketchy go. I know buddy was driving through town today while I was out on deliveries. I was talking to him on the Bluetooth, and he was saying, yeah, you know, it's kind of weird going down the street and seeing cops at every intersection of a community keeping you out. So hopefully tonight the rain takes good impact across the province, soaks everything down, pulls up the ditches nice and full, and we kind of coast into the summer. Nice green, a little bit of over wet, and really no water that has to worry us, or no flames and fire that has to worry us the rest of the way home. Canuck Fevers, feeling bad for Connor tonight. I'm gonna tell you, if you're gonna feel bad for Connor at all, it should have been game number 5, game 4, where the Canucks really should have tried and doubled down on Carson Soucy's cross-check to the mouth. Not that I think it was an egregious play or that Carson Soucy should have been suspended 5 games. Nothing like that. I'm actually shocked and surprised that they even decided to suspend him for 1 game, because really he didn't deserve it. Overall, yes, I get cross-checked to the mouth. It is what it is, but still, it's kind of one of those plays that happens in the playoffs. If you listen to Brad Marchand's comments today, you'd kind of understand where I'm coming from on that front. Janelle, welcome aboard as well. And yeah, we are getting set towards tonight's hockey game, friends. Michael, welcome in. As the Oilers and Canucks set to do battle here in a matter of a few moments' time. We're starting to see things peak up on the back end of the stream, so thanks for tuning in, friends. If you haven't already hit that like button yet on the stream, definitely make sure to do that here tonight. And I'll tell you right now, as we pile towards the watch time goal this evening, we're already up over 30 and a half hours watched on the stream, so we are rolling along tonight. So we'll see where the Oilers want to take this one for us. Right, overtime, again, for those of you who know how the channel kind of works in the background, overtime means a lot, because that's when we get real crazy in here in the chat, and it really makes a big impact on the watch time numbers. So looking forward to having everybody aboard for overtime, if that is indeed what comes together tonight. So yeah, as we go here tonight, I think Oil Collector's asking what my prediction is tonight. If we're going overtime, and I'm hoping the Oilers win again. The Oilers have not had the best playoff luck when it comes to overtime over the past 5 years. I will say I believe the Oilers win it and take it home to Game 6 and eliminate the Canucks. That has been my call all the way along, and if they want to do it in 6, they got to win tonight. It'll be a 1-goal game, whatever the score is. I don't care if we win 8-7, if we win 1-0. It doesn't really matter to me as long as the Oilers win. I think that's kind of the one thing we lose with how, in some people's eyes, terrible Stuart Skinner's been this season in the playoffs is, you know what, even if he gives up 5 in a win and you win, that's 1 in the column towards those 4 that you need. So tonight, whatever it takes, win the hockey game. It's a 1-goal game in overtime is where I'm thinking. Obviously, that's the only outcome it can be in overtime, unless we have a goal waved off that was definitely not goalie interference by Zach Hyman, but I kid, as the Oilers get things going this evening. So, yeah, we'll see we'll see where the Oilers get things towards this evening. Well, thank you so much for sending out the join request there from Ranting Ranger podcast. I know as somebody that watches kind of what everybody else around the space is doing, there's a lot of great content out there for hockey teams now across YouTube, and to be just a small part of the community is an absolute pleasure of mine. So looking forward to seeing kind of how it breaks down as the fan bases go along, and some fan bases that don't necessarily interact with each other, right? The Oilers and Canucks kind of always go at it, so do the Oilers and Flames, but the Oilers and Rangers fan bases don't really ever find crossover. So if we can find some crossover with them, it'll be interesting to see what kind of comes out of that calamity if we do get a cup final between them. Mr. Idea, welcome in as well. Steamroll the game. Well, that would be ideal, but again, I'm thinking 1-0 kind of score is what's going to happen here. Is Sean, you're going to bet the 200. Just tell me what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'll tell you what to do. Do what you think is best. That's my best advice to you. I'm no gambling expert, so I don't even trust myself if I got $20 on roulette to pick a number that's going to possibly hit. So, right, I'm not going to deny I've been to the casino a couple times, but when it comes to knowing what I'm doing, that is not my strong suit. Anybody that was at the wedding I went to last summer will tell you they have never seen someone get so lucky at 3-card poker in their life other than me. I mean, I sat down at the table. I had no clue what I'm doing. I'm throwing chips randomly, getting yelled at by the table tender, whatever she's called, and dealer, I guess would be the term. And it was just a disaster. And then somehow I hit a progressive on 3-card poker that I didn't even know existed, and it was like $49. And I'm like, cool, I'm up on out of here. So, yeah, that's again, I'm going to tell you that's all it comes down to on my end. So, Double Dog, curious what the strategy should be for this game. Full press offense, right? Just make it a hard night on Shilovs, but also don't sacrifice the defense for it, right? A really concerted effort to strike on net, make the most of your chances, score the most goals you can, and really try to bury the Canucks all game, but also limit the chances the same as you did in game number 4. And I think for a lot of Oilers fans, things kind of like that shape up to be mutually exclusive. The two are not mutually exclusive. They can be achieved together if the Oilers really play that sound game that we know they can, similar to last game. So, Nellick, welcome aboard. Your Draisaitl jersey just arrived in the mail tonight. Ooh, that's a good time for the Draisaitl jersey to get here. I gotta check the mail here. I might have a little something coming in. Again, I always tend to have stuff coming in, so we better check that a little bit more often sometimes. And the team that plays in Canada will win tonight. That's a pretty fair bet. And Toast, welcome aboard as well. Thanks for being in here again this evening. Margaret, welcome aboard. Everybody just tuning in along for the ride. Lloyd just ran into the channel. Good on you. You sound knowledgeable. Keep up the good work. Well, Lloyd, I'm going to tell you, I know what I know, and I definitely don't know what I don't know. So that's how I'd shape it up for those of you back home wondering what I got. Though I will tell you, if you're up for some play-by-play, if you don't have 6:30 Ched to listen to, you don't have the television to watch tonight, I'll encourage you to stick around. I've got Junior B level commentary, so not too many Junior B teams across the province of Alberta truly have a play-by-play guy. For a couple of years, I was a play-by-play guy up in northeastern Alberta, and done it on and off for 10 years, so I got some kind of level of experience here. So looking forward to, again, having the call for you tonight. Our friend will be joining us here this evening for the color commentary, I think is what we're going to try and run with him, as the Oilers will try and take home game number 5. Johnny, welcome aboard. Look as well, tuning in as per always. And Jack, rumor is Evander Kane is playing injured. He has a sports hernia. Evander Kane has been dealing with a sports hernia pretty much all season. I think since the last week of October, if I've got my dates correct. So he's been nursing it, taking maintenance days, and he's looked pretty good when needed, right? I think last game, the big hit behind the net. I think you've seen the couple of big hits on Quinn Hughes. We're looking forward to seeing the Oilers definitely continue to roll Evander Kane at just the perfect time. So, Nation, welcome aboard. Lyle, welcome in as well, and AJ, welcome in as we're got everybody in here this evening. Yeah, the Oilers will hopefully get underway here in about 15-20 minutes. Johnny, welcome. Johnny, I think I caught you actually. Orbit missed you there. That's who I was looking for. But again, friends, for those of you tuning in for the first time, actually, hold on. My phone just, oh, hold on. We got to go upstairs, get Matt in here, and we'll be good to go. Just give me a moment. Here you go, friends. Matt joins us aboard for the broadcast this evening. Matt, of course, a good buddy of mine from years back, or years over, I guess we could say. Move the mic closer here. I'll let you zoom in here a little bit more, friends, as this is a new one for us on the stream. I don't think we've done this all too often, Matt, having a guest aboard.
No.
So, what are you thinking? Game number 5 back in Vancouver?
I'm hoping the backup, he'll play good.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's I think a shared sense across oil country tonight as the Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks get underway here. We're just watching the pregame right now, so we got about 20 minutes to puck drop. What do you think is going to be the first part of the game for you watching tonight?
Watching how the backup plays. It's all on him. Goalies win you championships.
That's what I'm trying to fight against all the live streams here, trying to defend Stuart Skinner, but I like it. That's a sentiment we've heard too many times.
I love Skinner. Like, he went from first year being a backup, being pulled up as a third string. He went 6-6 first year in the NHL. And then when he got the first chance, he's great season goalie. Love him. But I don't know. He's just a little nervous.
Well, here we go. We'll see what happens here tonight, friends. As everybody, welcome aboard here. We're just, of course, got to stay up with the chat. Hey, there we go. As Alfredo, welcome aboard. As Trista's in the chat saying, Jamie says, what's up? We got everybody. Yeah, we got the whole, this is a whole provincial thing here. This is not just an oil country thing we do up here. As well, who else we got joining the chat here? Nation saying here tonight, following up, the defense will be pretty big tonight too. I think that's one thing we saw for, at least in support of Calvin Pickard. I know I've had some people suggest too, it was kind of the defense said, hey, we really screwed over Skinner. We're going to show Pickard we aren't going to do the same to him.
Yep, 100%.
So here's the quote from Rick Tocchet that has made all the headlines here the past few days. We need 5 or 6 more guys to get going. It's the Stanley Cup playoffs. You wouldn't figure the team that evens the series does that to the team that was up going into Game 4.
Right. At least they're 2-2, one win both at each arena.
Yeah,
so.
And that's where we find ourselves. It's a split series, best of 3 now, and whoever comes home to Edmonton has a chance to eliminate the other team in Game 6.
Good possibility. Right?
Yeah, it's going to be sketchy. All right, join us again, friends. This is the one thing you're going to hear me repeat myself a lot on the stream.
I dare you.
Well, it's the nature of the business when people are coming in real time. Jonas, game time is about 8:15, 8:20. I know it's kind of been thrown for a loop. I know in round 1 it was 8:20 every time,
right,
because of the 2 anthems. Now with the single anthem, depending on run time, it's anywhere between 8:15 to 8:20. And as well, Dalek's mentioning here that last game was great, but we need a complete 60. The Canucks are not a team you can take a shift off on.
No. You saw it in the last game. At the end of the game, you just can't let off.
So now I guess the other question, Darnell Nurse and his bounces off his body in front. How much do you want to see that be cleaned up tonight? I know not necessarily you can clean it up, but how much do you want to see Darnell Nurse not victimized for a goal against off his shin pad, off his skates, off his stick in front?
He's trying to put his body in front, right? He's trying to help the goalie. It's a 50-50 chance you take every time.
I'm going to just turn this up just one little extra notch there.
I think they just need to play a lot more tighter and just clean up their game, stay out of the box.
That's the one thing we saw right out of the gate. Last game out, it was a parade to the penalty box, and in Vancouver, you can't do that tonight.
No, you're in Vancouver. And hey, look, we've won 2 in a row, or 2 in the series, and we didn't win all year. So we're showing good signs to me.
So Flipper Do, welcome aboard as well. Everybody just wondering who this gentleman joining me this evening is. This is my friend Matt from the area here. It's kind of one of those things, being out in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to have friends join you for a stream at 8 o'clock on a weeknight. But
right.
Matt, of course, in the local area, and of course Matt just starting to do work in the local Airdrie area again. Running into me there last, what was that, yesterday? Yesterday. And just kind of this was one of those spur of the moment, came together things just like that at 4:30 at the end of a shift. So here we go as we've got the inside view of Vancouver tonight. They got the towel kit at center ice. Are you just about ready to do this or what?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I think today I played it a little better than I have at times in this series. I know after game 1 I was pretty well, let's fire it up, let's go win game number 2, and that's what happened. I think after game number 3, I was a little scrambled up. I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought the Oilers would win, but and especially after game 2, I really found myself repeating the same 2 lines. Just that comfort of, okay, if we do this, and obviously game 3 proved why we were doing that. You won an emotional one, but you weren't able to bring it back home and win the next one.
But with the teams that Oilers have had from past with McDavid, this is their most all-rounded. And look how certain other players are getting hotter. And
don't forget we're missing Adam Henrique still. That's a big piece of the roster. So you think like you got a team that is starting to heat up, right? Bouchard's really gotten into this series. He's got 2 game winners. Your 2 games you've won have been on game-winning goals from your defensemen. You've got a backup in net who's stolen you a game, more or less, right? So when those other players start to heat up outside, right, I think everybody would love Perry, McLeod, Fogle, Ryan, Janmark to score a goal. But when your other supporting cast players that aren't McDavid and Draisaitl step up that other notch that they have, that's a whole other element of the Oilers that is hard to contend against.
Oh, it is. They do actually have 4 lines when they play right, against the right lines, against the proper lines.
So here we have it, friends, as Art's welcome aboard. Brett, welcome in from BC, as I don't think we've missed anyone else other than Marcel as well, cheering for the Canucks. I'd say it's we missed Marcel, but Marcel's tuning in for the Canucks. That is a big addition to the stream, obviously. The more Canucks fans, the more Oilers fans aboard for tonight, the more fun it is at the end of the day. We are going to just I told you we don't listen with the volume.
I would leave it off.
We are just going to tune it up here just a little bit so as I can just catch, those penalty calls and the no goal calls, the stuff that you really want to know what's going on. We'll turn that up.
So did we find out Dubnyk's in or not? He's Dubnyk for Vancouver's goal.
No. So Demko.
Demko, sorry.
No, Demko's not in. It is going to be Shilov's again.
That's good.
Yeah, there you have it. So we keep rolling.
Sorry, Vancouver fans.
Yeah. Oh. I don't think. I think at this point, even for them, Demko's a long afterthought. Given the way Shilov's has played throughout since the injuries, I mean, he has earned every bit of ice time he's been given.
Yeah.
That's I guess one lead we've buried is, again, Shilov's has been the story of this series on the other side.
100%. He's really actually stepped up his game. And I think he's, how old again? Like
24, 25? Like, if the... I want to say he was drafted in 2019, which would make him 24.
He got them through the Predators. Like, I watched. He's a good goalie.
And I think tonight, if the Oilers want to have a chance, they really got to find a way to break through him, really get to him early. I know in game 1 they did that really well, right? They were up, 3-1 after the first period?
Yeah.
But, as everybody in the chat said, you kind of let off the gas sometimes, and you end up losing that hockey game.
Yep.
So if you've learned the lessons, you're back in Vancouver. The game you lost, you were up big. You've broken that streak. There was actually a streak to start this series. Each team that had scored the power play goal to begin the game lost the game in game 1, 2, and 3. Oilers did it in game 4, won the game finally.
Yeah.
So if you found a way to break through in that facet, can you find a way to repeat what was good about game 1 and do what was good about your 2 wins to close it out?
Exactly. I think they have it to be resilient, right? They've shown it this season. Look, they started out 30th. That was the lowest they were in, 30th place. And they came out 9th at the end of the year.
All right, friends. Well, let's buckle up. It's Picard versus Shelovs in the face-off dot. Here we go. This is where I'm going to put it to the test here this evening. How much can I focus having somebody to actually talk to down here in the studio? Friends, welcome aboard the Dolynny TV. The Oilers, the Canucks, about to drop the puck here in game number 5. Elias Pettersson, of course, coming in this game, being called out by Rick Tocchet and kind of being held accountable for a tough series so far. Face-off at center ice here. Connor McDavid against JT Miller. Face-off won back by the Oilers. Bouchard with the puck. Right wing fires it into the Canucks zone. Behind the net, Shelovs with the puck will roll over to Zach Hyman. Puck bounced in front, poked away by Carson Soucy. Shot from Nugent Hopkins right in front. Goes wide of the net. Oh, just to the right of Shelovs. Hyman, though, creating chaos down low inside the offensive zone. It's Hyman still battling that puck. To the near side boards, the Canucks flip out into the neutral zone. They've got a partial 2-on-1. The pass in the middle, cut off there, and then a not so purposeful, but it will be penalty called against P.S. Suter for a goaltender interference. Here comes McDavid, 2-on-2. The shot fired just wide. Oilers maintained in the neutral zone. The penalty coming here. And yeah, that P.S. Suter definitely knew what he was doing on that play right there.
He tried to get away at the end, but he was going that direction. That's the problem.
And you make that, even if it's ever so slight. And I'm not saying, I mean, P.S. Suter by no means took a full run at Calvin Picard, but you make contact on a straightaway that there's no real...
Well, here we can see it right now. Let's see what they're actually doing
Yeah,
here.
right.
He tried to stop, but he was going that direction.
Yeah, so goaltender interference, and right like that, the Edmonton Oilers will get to the power play here, friends. 2 minutes on the board. Rick Tocchet already showing on the camera only 45 seconds into the game. That's going to make for an interesting start to this hockey game.
46.7% power play.
Face off down. Zach Hyman back to the point. Cleared out by Vancouver. And when it comes to Vancouver on this penalty kill, they're only 50% in the series. This is a big one.
There's a big one.
Up the wing now, Bouchard to the far side, over to the line. Now comes Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking to spin back to the point for Bouchard. Here's picking up McDavid, right wing dot. Over to the far side. Ooh, Draisaitl just can't handle it. Back now to Bouchard at the point. Bouchard back near side now to Nugent Hopkins. Rotating around now McDavid. Near side half wall will pick up now for Bouchard. The shot from the point. That one was just a little butterfly. And then a big body check. Some might call that a cross check, but I don't think we're necessarily calling that there. $1:19 to go here in the power play as the Oilers cross the line. Looking to get around Zadorov. McDavid to the middle of the ice on a pass.
Shot.
Ooh, as that one bounces off of Hyman. Back to the point now. Bouchard over to the far side. McDavid looking down low. Ooh, up over top off the... might have been crossbar. See, that's the part where you wish you had sound to hear that. Zadorov will flutter it up the middle. The Oilers get the turnover. 53 seconds to go in the power play here. Draisaitl spins back down near side for McDavid. McDavid back into the high slot for Bouchard at the point. McDavid, Draisaitl, one-timer. That was a couple of quick passes there, enough to fry the brain as Bouchard far side. This power play creating chances in front. Hyman can't cash it back door on a pass from McDavid as Draisaitl leaves it there near side for McDavid as he'll go back to the point. Bouchard fakes the shot, walks in. Over to Draisaitl, can't handle the pass for the one-timer. 25 seconds to go in the power play as Draisaitl looks on, shoots! And Shelovs makes the stand tall save right there, crunching over on that puck. That's the Oilers' first shot on that power play.
First shot of the game.
$1:40 in. They controlled the play almost entirely inside the Vancouver Canucks power play. And it was, of course, Zadorov getting in on Draisaitl in the corner there. But the Oilers got some really good chances thanks to McDavid driving through 2 Canucks players. And then it was just really a nice little thread there by McDavid, just off the bar.
Right. Good eye.
I thought so. 17:35 to go. 20 seconds remain in the power play here. And the Vancouver Canucks are going to see the Oilers push it deep into the zone. Canucks with the puck up the left wing into the Oilers' end. Down to Picard, who's starting the game for the Edmonton Oilers. In case you're wondering, it's Picard and Shelovs in net for the Canucks, as this will be Darnell Nurse just drifting it into the Canucks zone right off there. A good chance. And they're going to rule that an offside for Evander Kane, who immediately gets in here.
Oh, yeah,
this
he's
one
always in there.
Oh boy, Dustin up the Oilers. Desharnais in there as well. And this is the one thing, we really haven't seen Desharnais get too nasty in this series.
No, not yet.
We'll wonder if that starts playing a factor maybe as this game goes along. As this will be a face-off outside the Canucks zone. The power play good as done now. The Oilers power play goals, time left in the power play so far in this series. 29 seconds left, 27 seconds, 7 seconds, 46 seconds, 46 seconds. So the Oilers have used that time to build zone time inside the Canucks end. That's been a key.
And that's only been in the series, so it's key.
2 seconds to go. They're going to send out. Kane's still out there, so he'll take a little bit of 5-on-5 time. Zadorov on the bench for this shift. McLeod in the face-off dot here as Lindholm draws in for the draw against Ryan McLeod. And they're going to rule it an intentional offside, so it's all the way back in the Oilers zone here. The face-off won by the Canucks. Shot onto the blocker. A Picard save made down behind the net, and that's a big hit on Desharnais there along the ball. Hey, he's into the game, and of course part of being in the game is also being hit. As this will be tipped in on the far near side corner, and the Oilers were able to come up with it. McLeod's speed generates a shot for Desharnais, who gets Kane involved down low, but Desharnais over this last minute has had his handprints all over the last sequence.
Right.
So we'll see if this continues here, but the Oilers, that's not a great power play, but also not one that loses.
They were moving the puck, though. They were circulating. That's key. Make the goalie move. Make him work before he gets a shot.
Well, and now we see as well Carson Soucy is back in the lineup for the Vancouver Canucks tonight. Of course, he was suspended last time out, so we'll see what Carson Soucy's impact. Although I think it's been pretty minimal so far in the series.
Yeah.
So I think tonight the Oilers just looking for a more veteran lineup over maybe a Noah Juleson who was in there beforehand, as CC inside against Podkolzin for the Canucks, who draws in, I believe, for the first period or first game of the series. This puck's flipped into the Canucks zone, up off the wall, tipped there, and the Canucks will try and work through center as they will go to the far side wing. Ian Cole leads it across the blue line of the Oilers, tipping it down along the boards again. The play fails out for the Canucks, and Connor Brown tries to start back the other way. He's at center with the puck, just able to drift it across the blue line. The Oilers, a wild shot from Brett Kulak. A little bit of a tangle up there against the boards. Turns over the puck to the Oilers. Right down Main Street. Janmark looking for the backdoor tap in from Kulak. Couldn't get it as this one goes to the far side boards, and it's tied up for a brief moment. Shot towards the middle of the ice. Draisaitl knocks it down. The Oilers all of a sudden have some zone time cooking here. Desharnais with the puck again. He's kind of been all over it to start this hockey game as well. And it'll be back now to the point as it'll be over to Desharnais down low to Kane. Kane sees it go past him. Darnell Nurse rushes down. 33 seconds of zone time, and Desharnais retreats. Still had that long stick to try and make that poke, but a smart play to get back, and all of a sudden we're right back to action. Here's Kane down the right wing, right in front for Holloway. Backhander towards the net by Kane. Couldn't do it as Draisaitl comes up near side for Desharnais. At the point, back down low to Draisaitl. This second line is cooking. Shot! Scores! Kane! There we go. Oh yeah, I'm going to get the high fives going. We haven't been able to do that all tonight. And there you have it. Evander Kane, 5 minutes in, gets the goal, and that, you could sense that was coming.
Yeah, Kane was actually driving the net. He was trying to get in there. He's playing aggressive. Well done.
That's exactly vintage Evander Kane. I know we were talking about him being injured here earlier on the broadcast, right? He's dealing with that sports hernia, but
he's tough. He's tough.
And that's 2 straight goals that he's impacted the play, right? That's the game winner for Bouchard, and obviously right there, the one shot past Shilovs to open the scoring. And may I add, that's a 5.
He even fanned on it.
Yeah.
It was a flutter puck.
Right through the 5-hole of Shilovs with the raised pad. We'll take it. That's a good find. I didn't see that the first few times.
Yeah.
Kane's third of the playoffs. Here it starts. McDavid right off the face-off, right to the middle of the ice for Nugent Hopkins. Couldn't get it through. Desharnais with the assist, by the way, as this one's fired down along the end wall. Myers will fire over to the far side, and the Oilers will see it cleared by the Canucks. Suter up into the Oilers zone, back towards the Oilers net. Soucy backhands it behind Pickard to the far side now, picked up by Nugent Hopkins. 14:56 to go. Bounced off the boards. Ekholm will bounce out into the neutral zone. Picked up by McDavid. That's the one guy you don't want picking up the puck all around the blue line.
He was just coasting.
Yep, just right in there, right into the zone. Drove it deep. Canucks cleared out. Bouchard holding on inside his own end for a line change here. 14:36 to go in this first period of play. The Oilers have all 3 shots in the game, as that was a good look up the ice, and the Oilers somehow bounced that through, and looks like we got an offside behind the play, but you like to see that. The Oilers took a shot at the lane. Canucks player had his backhand on the puck, so not necessarily a clean pick. But
longest playoff opening point streak. Messier 14 games, Gretzky 10 games, and Draisaitl was 10.
Yeah, so Draisaitl next game has a chance to pass a Wayne Gretzky Oilers record. I mean, how often does that? I know some Oilers Gretzky records are a little bit more achievable than Gretzky records, but again, that's one of those crazy things that we are literally
when you hear about the Gretzky records, Ovechkin's a season or 2 away. It's crazy.
As that, where did that puck go?
It went out, got deflected and went out.
Okay. But I guess right to what I was saying right before that puck went up the gut, 3-0 the shots for the Oilers 6 minutes in.
Yeah.
Is like, you had the power play. You only got 1 shot on the power play. You have 1 goal in the hockey game.
They cycled the puck though, right? They're in there almost basically 3/4 of the time on the power play.
Yeah. And I mean, that was one thing, right? It's not a great power play. Power play comes up with a goal.
But they kept the pressure up after, and that's where they get the goal.
Boom.
Keep it going in their offense, and then you don't have to play defense, right?
And that's kind of, before you arrived, that's what we were saying here on the broadcast too, is you want to see the Oilers get to Shilovs early and often, but you also want to see the Oilers play great defense. Yeah. I think for a lot of Oilers fans, it's mutually exclusive, right? Those two things can't be true at the same time.
I love how this year they got Paul Coffey. So it changed their dynamic of how they play. So they're more tighter, so the more better offense they are, is your better defense. And you got the guys to do it.
And that's just it, right? Bouchard, I mean, are you going to find a better coach for Bouchard than Paul Coffey?
Exactly.
So here we go. Face-off inside the Oilers zone. Looks like it was just an icing a moment ago. Here is the face-off. Off the draw, goes back to the point for Quinn Hughes. Hughes will rush to the near side point. Rim it down along the boards to the far side wall for Pettersson. Pettersson spins off of McLeod. Those two have been questioned throughout this series. Wraparound opportunity for Pettersson. Low percent chance right in front. The pass misses, and the Oilers able to tap it out into the neutral zone. Here comes Fogle speeding away. Taps it to the middle. No one home for the Oilers. Caught back the other way is Ceci. He's just gliding back with Pettersson as it goes to the far side wall, and the Oilers Draisaitl bounced it along to Ceci. Ceci under duress to make a good play. Backhand chip into the neutral zone, and that will lead back to the near side boards again for Draisaitl, who again starts to take over this game little by little. Shot fired towards the net. Holloway couldn't get the tip on, missed wide. Another tip there from Holloway. That one from Draisaitl on the pad of Shilovs. 13-10 to go in this first period of play along the boards. Kane backhands over near side now for Darren. He'll take a bump there, and it'll be back to the blue line, and then the Canucks able to force it down low. And Darren, I'm running out of words here for how great he's been to start this hockey game. And then that block from Holloway right there to send the puck out of play. You want to see that. Well,
Vancouver is really cycling really well there. So you need to shut down, cool down, reset.
And I mean, this turnover here from Ceci starts the Pettersson chance. Oilers really struggled to maintain possession up ice after clearing it. Comes back, they're cycling, and right like you have it, you had 3 guys on the way to Picard in front of the net.
Yeah.
And Holloway gets it with the shin pad deflected out of play.
Yep.
Fair to say a positive first 7 minutes?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I like how Picard, though, his first shot, they didn't count it, weirdly, and he made a solid blocker save right off the start almost. So, it's good. He looks calm.
All right, give me a second here. Let's go here, friends. Give me just a moment. We are going to look at this. How about 123 hours already watched on the live stream? So I guess that's one thing I didn't explain to you. We kind of keep track of that. The goal is every live stream about 1,000 watch hours.
Okay.
So generally how it goes, by the end of the first period, we're at about 250, 300.
Okay.
By the end of the intermission, we're about 400.
Yeah.
By the end of the second, we're about 650. And then that's where in the second intermission and third period, we really bring it home.
Oh, okay.
So that's, again, for those of you watching back home, what that all means is it's just a barometer of how much you're enjoying things and sticking around on the live stream. So tonight, obviously having me not have to carry the whole broadcast, that's where I think we're going to see, and as we see already, That number's at 350. That number's usually at 302 right now.
Nope.
So that's a good sign. We're in for the long haul tonight.
Oh, you know it.
So we'll see what the Oilers can do. As friends, welcome in. I know having somebody else to chat with is kind of throwing the chat for a loop this evening. But yeah, the Oilers are obviously looking really good this evening. Daniel, welcome aboard. James, welcome in. Scotty as well. Yeah, Dylan Holloway, I guess, to credit that shot block that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Scotty's point, he's looking good on both ends. He had that deflection off of Draisaitl's shot as well.
Exactly. He's in there. They're all in the game.
And that's something that the Canucks are worried about. Their guys aren't engaged enough. And now through 7 minutes, the Oilers have come up with, yes, it's only 1-0, but probably their best effort to start 7 minutes of the game so far in this series.
Well, hey, Edmonton's hungry after the last win, right?
This puck is back to the blue line. Hughes will fire to the far side. The shot incoming, save made by Pickard with a guy right on top of him.
Didn't even see it.
As this will be picked up in the neutral zone. Brown stripped it away, trying to start Derek Ryan forward. Hronek will fire around to the far side boards, picked up there by Janmark, who's kind of had some flashes in this series. Right to the middle! Brown, chance on net, denied by Shilovs. Connor Brown's best chance of the playoffs.
That was a good save, though.
That is mano a mano, 5 feet out.
One-on-one right there.
Holy. That is what you want to see for the Oilers. Is I don't think in this series we've got...
He did see it. He just saw that save.
And this Connor Brown chance here is something we have not seen much of all series, where an Oilers guy is behind the Canucks 5-on-5 in front of the net.
Yes.
So that's a huge boost for the Oilers right out of this gate. We're now 8 minutes in. Puck's tipped in the neutral zone. Through the middle, the Oilers will fire into Zach Hyman. Up the boards, it's JT Miller punching it quite literally out of the zone for the Canucks. Up the right wing, the shot fired to the near side boards. Pedersen not on the ice. Sorry, that's P.S. Suter with the puck. He just fired it down low. Canucks kind of scrambled up their lines tonight, so pardon me if I'm a little confused as McDavid's across the line. The shot from Nugent Hopkins up over top of the net, but the authority of which the Oilers are attacking the net tonight is, it feels different.
It just feels like their attitudes and what's fire pucks on the net. Just light them up.
And that's one thing, like, they did well in game 1, and tonight, here in game 5, they're looking to replicate the success. I don't think you're going to score 3 on the Canucks in the first period, but you
can try. You can try whatever you want. It might happen.
You score 1 or 2 here tonight. It could be interesting as the Darren is back on the ice for the Oilers. That's the other side too. Darren's got to have big minutes. He's playing alongside Darnell Nurse now in this series. Draisaitl bounces the pass up the boards, picking up ahead is Dylan Holloway as he'll go up the wing, passing into the corner there against Hronek. Nice little tip play there by Kane to get it down low to Holloway. Didn't work out though. And now the pass to the middle of the ice as the Canucks get it stolen away. Draisaitl in his own zone, back to Nurse up the left wing, picked up there as Dylan Holloway will go through to the far side as he will get across the line, far side wall spin, and look to make this play down the boards as Draisaitl kind of there to help him. The puck was tied up in somebody's equipment. Draisaitl just fired it at Kane, hit Kane, bounced onto the Canucks stick and fired back into the neutral zone. And offside as Ceci kind of got spun there by Joshua and then lifts into the zone.
Yeah, he got spun out really well.
23-16 all-time record in Game 5s for the Oilers. You like when you're positive in these kind of games. That's something I think we saw in game number 4 was the Oilers' record in Game 4s was almost a 2-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
So when you come into that game with a little confidence and then you see a stat like that, that's always a welcome sight, I think.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. I like how the coach has set his plan with the guys. It seems like you're saying they are playing a lot different tonight.
And that's, I'm maybe a little credit. The Canucks maybe not as sharp out of the gate, and that puck is out of play. And it looks like we may have a penalty here on this one. Rick talking immediately with the puck over the glass.
Puck over the glass. Vancouver's got 2.
And it's Quinn Hughes going to the box for the Canucks. So the what we were talking about, stay out of the penalty box. Canucks now 2 straight to start this game. Obviously, if the Oilers capitalize on the power play or still have good power play and don't, you need to play a pretty clean game the rest of this first period or you're going to the box.
You just got to keep your head clear and just beat them on the scoreboard, right? No retaliation penalties is key.
10:58 to go as the face-off down in the Canucks zone clears out into the Oilers' end. Bouchard back to collect it here as it'll be picked up now by Bouchard in behind Picard as he will go to the middle of the ice. It's stolen away by the Canucks. Dangerous chance back the other way. It's Bluger and Lindholm. Lindholm's tied up. He fans on the shot. Bouchard throws it up the middle, and the Oilers bounce that off a stick just onto the tape of Soucy as he'll fire back inside the Oilers' end to Picard. And this power play not necessarily having the same effect through 30 seconds, but that graphic...
We started in our own zone, in the Oilers' zone.
As this one will be stolen back ahead by McDavid across the line, cutting towards the net, turned away by, I think, Zadorov there as it's punched along the wall there by Draisaitl over to the far side for Nuge. Nuge peels back to the near side, far side point, pardon me. Bouchard at the high point. Now back to Nuge. The shot fired through traffic. Blocked in front. Bouchard collects. Here we go. Face off now near side as McDavid will spin off the check. McDavid down the wall to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to Bouchard. Rebound
nice
in front. And what a save at the line by McDavid to keep it on side as well. Canucks eventually clear out. Omen back the other way will flip into the Oilers zone. 40 seconds to go in this power play as Bouchard will pick up behind Calvin Picard. Bouchard's talking things over with the bench here. 34 seconds to go as Ryan McLeod picks it up, and he will come back now near side. Well, passes on to the tape of Elias Pettersson. Back to the middle of the ice. Their shot turned aside by Picard there, shorthanded. This second unit, I know they don't see much ice time, but Bouchard's now been trapped out there for $1.45 on this power play and a little bit more pressure than he's used to. Perry across center ice over to McLeod. Far side now. Puck back to Perry near side. Shot towards the middle of the ice. Perry just gave that away. And it's bounced up over top of Perry out of play, or off the glass in to the neutral zone. I'm really struggling tonight, but I'm having a good call, I think. And this one's back to the near side. That's a little bit different having somebody hanging over my shoulder. That's all time about the nerves.
You little devil.
As this one comes now for Hughes. He's out of the box. 8:43 to go. Puck back the other way. Miller has it stolen away by Nurse. At least pushed away for a brief moment as Miller retained possession. And now Suter will pick up. Suter against Nurse again. Poked off his stick by Nurse. And Darren pokes it along the wall. The Oilers have to be careful here in this little bit of zone time inside their own end, because this is where the penalty could come if you're the Edmonton Oilers. Back to the far side wall. Shot fired down. Offside.
That was close. Good eye on the ref. I wouldn't need glasses.
I didn't even see that one. But Bouchard in front. The shot bounced off. It wasn't even a toe save. It was bounced off a shin pad.
Oh, it was off shin pad.
That is a big block. And then obviously Picard back the other way late in the
beautiful. Just got his blocker.
Whew, this has been, you know what, the Canucks have had chances, but it's not because the Oilers have really broken down so far this game.
Yeah. Well, the second power play, it seemed like they're more scattered.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little nervous.
And now, friends, we're back on commercial break. So what we'll do right now is we'll send you a commercial break if you're back home. And for those of you that stay with us here on the broadcast, want to tell you an updated watch time update. We are now up over 153 hours. So we're it's about 8 minutes to go in the first period. So we're well on our way to that. Yeah, roughly somewhere around there, 300 hours by the end of the first period. Friends, as well, if you haven't already hit the like button on the stream, having Matt guest starring here on the channel tonight, I might tell you, you hit that like button. Obviously, Matt hasn't seen how the live streams go late.
No.
You want to get crazy here. You're in front of 238 people right now.
Really?
You hit that like button back home. We can push that number if it's tight late, and we maybe go to overtime above 800 by the end of the stream. So for those that don't...
For the Oilers fans, let's not hope overtime.
But
again, for you, I love it.
If we get down, friends, if we ever get down during tonight's hockey game, remind me to go rub this thing. I won't touch it right now because it's been a curse all playoffs. But that's the overtime crest right there as Matt's checking out the jerseys for the first time here.
Nice.
As this is, it's kind of...
They're clean. Mine are all dirty.
Oh,
no, just joking.
Hold on here. This is the fun fact. Matt didn't take a good look if he's saying everything's clean. That's the first Oilers jersey I ever owned. First game I went to. That's not Coke. That's pizza grease that I smoked on it. All right, friends. We got footage here of the Oilers obviously scoring the goals thanks to Evander Kane in this series. Back-to-back, right? Kane in game number 3 or 4, the big hit behind the net, Draisaitl pass in front to Bouchard back of the net. And of course, Kane tonight, the one-time opportunity from the side of the net to put us up 1-0. As we are back underway, 8:14 to go. You might want to just squeak back in here. Yeah,
sorry.
that chair's real bad for rolling away. That's used to be the main office chair here. As this one's to the near side, inside the Canucks zone. Hughes up the boards will hit the linesman. He missed him, but it'll be an icing call nonetheless. With exactly 8 minutes to go here in the first period of play. Spencer's saying we could be up 3-0. Well, thing is, as you're saying, the shots are 4-4.
Yeah.
But the Oilers have done a good job putting high danger pucks towards the net.
Yeah. Well, what I find out too is more low shots in this series, big time. So it's you got to take your chances.
And this is where the puck will be cleared out of the zone on the face-off by the Canucks. Now back into the Oilers' end. Kulak up the right wing trying to find a pass for, I believe, Corey Perry. Back the other way, though. Quinn Hughes has the puck. He'll fire up the wall, and it'll be picked up by the Canucks at the Oilers' blue line, fired into the far side corner. Dakota Joshua back up off a skate, and Picard was already down and waiting for it.
He was focused. He was watching.
Those are those bands, right? Those ones like we're talking often.
I'm a goalie for 20 years. I remember those days.
That's a tough bounce if you're the Oilers. You've been building momentum, and one of those goes in against you, and suddenly it's all Canucks for the next 7:37. So thankfully, Dakota Joshua doesn't buy the bounce, and something that's kind of bit the Oilers all series early on was the Canucks buying the bounces. Well, 7:37 now to go in this first period, and the Oilers still control a 1-0 lead. So face-off down now for 1. Connor McDavid. It'll be worked up along the boards there by Matthias Ekholm, who fired the puck out of play, and we'll have a face-off
on the bench.
in the Oilers zone.
Yeah. Oilers zone.
Ekholm's going to stay on the ice, so no penalty there, as the Oilers kind of got lucky on that one, I think, just based on. Actually they got unlucky there. I don't know.
There was a little both there.
Yeah, there's a little holding the stick there by McDavid at the end.
Yeah.
So I saw that there, but I didn't realize that Miller had tied him up as much as the shot from Myers down low, picked up now by Bouchard to the near side. We're back under action with 7:23 to go here in this first period of play. 5-4 the shots now for the Canucks. Stolen away at center for a brief moment by Hyman. He'll officially get the steal here as it'll go down the right wing, down low to Nugent Hopkins, who Myers just got
tied up.
Yeah, Myers
didn't even try.
All the way. I mean, if you're going to stand there, Tyler Myers is going to be able to move you no problemo. As this one comes back now near side, picked up by Garland. Garland wrapping around the net. Looking to make, or is that, I think that would have been Miller actually. Bessler though near side nonetheless, gets it back to Miller. Susie tries to keep it on side, and here's the Oilers 2-on-1 back the other way, got trailing. Hyman over to McDavid, buys a bounce on Shelovs, and the save made. You would have loved to see Hyman shoot that puck.
Yes, 100%.
So Greg's asking, 20 years of hockey is hard to recap in a few seconds, but of note, where did you play?
I played Crowfoot in Calgary for 10 years, playing Beisker, Midget, and then Didsbury Junior B, and Airdrie Thunder Junior B, and then just beer league for 20 years. 12 years.
So here you have it, friends. For those of you back home, I've already told you I'm a Junior B commentator by trade. The best you're getting on the live stream, the highest level of hockey here is Junior B. I think that's about where I'll keep it at. And it's a good leaping point, right? Puck back the other way for the Oilers, up over top of the net. Bounces right in front. The Oilers are cooking here. Penalty upcoming to Vancouver. This has been a problem for Vancouver tonight.
Yeah.
And Rick Tocchet looks about as impressed as that mom when you track all the mud in on her white carpet.
Yep. No, or if you walk through her garden and then walk on her stones, you gotta clean the dirt off.
As well as we are getting to gardening season. That's the one thing that kind of been weird about this spring. We haven't necessarily had time to plant the flowers yet. But
see, 4 years ago, I planted my garden this time. I lost $95 in season. I had to replant, so I just wait until the first week of June. Never lose it.
There's some gardening advice. Any advice you can get in gardening in Alberta is always well appreciated by anyone.
Well, we get all seasons in one day.
Exactly. The Oilers power play 0 for 2 here. 1-0 the lead. 5-5 the shots on goal as the puck's back down low. Canucks win the faceoff and rim it out yet again to start a power play. This has been tough for the Oilers. Obviously, generating chances in the first half minute, but the first power play, they did good controlling 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
Now they're across the line into the Canucks zone here. Hyman across, down low, and it looks like Hyman just bit another power play for the Oilers. Puck's rolling around, and
we got a penalty.
The Oilers have taken a penalty.
Got a penalty, yep. Didn't see it. Hyman.
I'm thinking probably grabbing the stick or else holding, something of that nature.
He's always grinding. Just like you see him through the season, he's crashed the net, and so many goals he got denied because he crashes the net. That's just who he is.
Right there, grabbed onto the wrist of Zadorov. That'll be a hold for Zach Hyman, but
Zach Hyman took an elbow in the face. When I saw the replay, he got his elbow in the face.
Oh no, they nailed him with the holding with the stick. Okay, that's. I mean, it was actually a hold.
No, 4-on-4. So they did call both. Perfect.
No, we were already on the power play.
Oh, sorry.
That's all good.
You're on the ball, not me. Thanks.
Hey, as long as one of us paying attention all night, we'll be fine. As this will be a face-off for Draisaitl inside his own zone. This will be a face-off won back by Miller. Hughes down the left wing. He'll get in behind the net against Connor. Back to the blue line now. The Canucks will fire the shot through traffic. Picard fought that one off.
Glove save.
$1.22 to go on the 4-on-4. And here's the problem, friends. What's changed the momentum in every game this series, it seems, is the 4-on-4s. The Canucks missed that one just wide. And then Ekholm dumped Myers in front of Picard. As Hughes ripped that bar. That's 2 crossbars in this first period. That
he picked right between the shoulder and the glove. He had it just a little too high.
And that's 2 shots off the crossbar now. That you think at both times they've happened. The Canucks 4-on-4, which has shifted the momentum their favor all series. They hit the bar there. They get the goal instead. It's 1-1, and they're going to control the rest of the period. The Oilers, though, early on in the hockey game, that puck off the crossbar, they take a 1-0 lead on that.
Well, everyone's trying to dial in and pick the corners. You're not going to beat either of these goalies with any random deflection.
Well, and that's the thing. The Oilers, obviously, with Picard in net, are playing pretty tight defense as well. So they're looking to make sure things stay close in front. And the more shots off the post, the more shots you get off the bar, the better off I think the Oilers will be over the course of the night. Because the Canucks start picking corners. You got to do it the other way, like you're saying.
Yeah, well, wasn't it 2 games ago? Skinner only had 14 shots.
Yep.
It's just a tight hockey game, and it's good old school hockey.
Yep, the Oilers have definitely. That's something we haven't seen from the Oilers over the past 6 games, though. They've actually grinded out playoff hockey games.
So what I remember when they went on the hot streak. That's what you're seeing.
Exactly.
That's what they did to turn it around when they got Paul Coffey and they got them in the groove. This is the new Oilers that we see with the new coaching staff. And it's a nice change.
This is something that I think, watching late season Oilers where they were up and down there a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
It was a little frustrating because they seem to get away from that.
Well, look where you go from 30th to 9th now. They got their confidence back.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get 2 guys.
And that's true. As tonight, obviously, one guy that's riding high, to say, one of the guys who's got a lot of confidence is Evan Bouchard.
Yes.
And I think one thing that could change those power plays there for the Oilers so far.
They got to send it back to him, and he's got to let him rip. Yeah. He's got a rocket of a shot.
So here we go. Face-off, friends, as we get back underway. 4-on-4 for the next $1.14. As 5.5 remains in the first period of play. The Canucks win the face-off again. There was like an actual fly right on the camera inside Rogers Arena. I don't know if you caught that.
I was wondering what that was.
As Bouchard, I guess it is probably like 29 degrees.
It was one of those things I've seen in my eye.
As Draisaitl 4-on-4 back inside the zone, the shot there from, I believe, Nurse across the line. Just a little Ekholm actually labeled it in on net. And here's now McDavid rolling along the corner as Ekholm helps it back along. And this will be tapped out into the neutral zone, carried there by the Canucks through the neutral. Besser past Bouchard, and Bouchard wins the battle against Besser, who's whacking him pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one other thing, too. You want to be a star in this series, you're going to take your whacks on the hands. Pass to the middle for Bouchard. He gets a piece of it. McDavid ties up the puck, fights it down low, and the Oilers, 2 superstars here, really locked in, battling for pucks to start this hockey game at least. Draisaitl obviously key contributor on the first goal, and now McDavid's starting to really win some puck battles as well as Hronek loses the puck. Maybe a little bit of a can opener slash on the hand for Draisaitl.
Right. Oh, he gives it. He gives it because he took a lot.
8-6. 8-6. The shots on goal for Vancouver friends as Draisaitl across the line. There had teed up Ekholm on a platter.
Ooh, right off the shoulder.
Yeah, the corner was open there, and you knew Ekholm.
If it was a little closer to the collarbone, the goalie would be sore for a little bit. I remember those. I got a goose egg.
9 seconds to go, 4-on-4. The Oilers have done a good job avoiding disaster so far as Darren will roll near side corner. 2 seconds to go in this first period of play. Puck back now down for Darnell Nurse as the power play and the penalty kill, I guess, kind of swap here as it'll now be a power play for the Canucks for the next 20 seconds. The Oilers obviously at 87.5% in these playoffs. And that's another thing. The Oilers penalty kill, not great all year, but yeah, you know what?
They're tightening it up.
Huge. As the shot fired by the Oilers.
No!
Saved by Desharnais! Desharnais on the goal line. Swipes it off. And we have already seen that in the Carolina game tonight. But what an unbelievable save by Desharnais, who is having himself.
God, love those defensemen.
As this will be McLeod across the far side. The shot from the wing there. Save made off a Nurse. McLeod behind the net trying to pick up this puck. It's tough gathering up your noodles after that one. That was numbing. Oh, here's Garland. The shot fired up over top of the net. 3:22 to go here in the first period. Puck to the far side as this will be fired back now down low off the official, and the Oilers will fire back into the neutral zone. So far, the horn hasn't sounded, so I guess that is officially no goal.
Right.
That is unbelievable. A nice play there by Shelovs. A hit by Holloway along the boards on Myers. Giving up a little bit of size as this one comes back now near side as it's fired in by Fogle. Down low. Holloway is erased, and Holloway got absolutely run over, but his helmet's off, and he's just heading to the bench. He's no worse for wear. That's Dylan Holloway for you. As Di Giuseppe along behind the net, as this one comes back to the fire towards the net. Both teams firing a puck shot. Soucy through traffic. Back of the net on Picard.
It was like a double screen.
Yeah, tough one there. And I mean, here I am saying Carson Soucy hasn't factored into this series all too much, in my opinion. Coming off the suspension.
Yeah.
Bang, back of the net. So, there you have it.
Showing his presence.
2:33 to go.
Hey,
in the first period.
This is playoff hockey.
And this is just it, right? The Canucks get the home fans into it with a little time left in the period.
Right there.
And Desharnais scoops it while it's still on the red line. That is absolutely unbelievable. If you are Vinny Desharnais, that is a where was I when moment for him. As this will be fired towards the net off the... Yeah, there's like 5 bodies in front there.
Yeah, I saw 2
Perry,
Perry, yeah.
Desharnais and Nurse. Everybody was... I mean, it was a clear path, but it was kind of lined up down the tunnel there for...
Goalies have to search. That's the thing, you have to be searching.
As this one will now get things started here. Late in this first period, the Canucks fans obviously, some of them are on their feet. Not all of them. There's a little bit of, still I guess, maybe anxiety. It's only 1-1, and both teams have played a pretty solid period of play so far in this first period, as this one's back to the middle of the ice as Soucy again tries to come up with the puck. And, of course, I'd be a miss, Gordon, if I didn't mention Carson Soucy's all on. Brown back the other way. 2-1. Yeah, Mark! Back of the net, the Oilers lead 2-1 with 2:10 to go in the first period of play. 11-8 the shots for the Canucks, but the Oilers bite one on a 2-on-1 at long last. Absolutely a good finish there at the fourth line.
Oh, yeah, they're going crazy outside watching the screens.
Depth scoring at last.
Yeah.
As that was back. And Connor Brown, by the way, the hands to get it over to Janmark. And he gets the assist.
Has Janmark even got a goal this playoffs?
I think he has one.
Oh.
I think it was an empty netter or something in the LA series. But Brown, we have not seen many hands from Brown.
Right there, Brown. That's where you're paying him for, right there.
as whether Brown's back next year or not, $4 million if this game ends up a 2-1 final. We're going to be thanking our lucky stars we got them. Yeah. That's the best part about depth in the playoffs is This one's back up into the middle of the ice. 1:55 to go here in this first period of play. And I think it's the Canucks and Oilers who have both. It's the first of the playoffs for Janmark. So never mind, no empty netter in that LA Kings series. Shot fired towards Picard, goes wide. The Oilers have the top line on the ice. It's Kulak and Brown that pick up the assist. Here's Bouchard across the line, drifting it down into the Canucks zone. And this along the far side wall. McDavid will pick it up there against Suter. The Oilers able to force it back neutral zone possession. McDavid carrying across the line. Hyman back down low. McDavid taps it, and Hyman's still tangled up with Sidorov. Both of them didn't want to let go of each other. And McDavid again comes up with the puck to Hyman. Oilers top line just won't exit the Canucks end. Hyman around the net looking to wrap this one around. Shot fired towards the net. And Shilovs makes the save. And then Myers takes a run at Nugent Hopkins there, kind of threw the elbow at the high number. That's a little gamesmanship after the whistle that this series has been missing, right? There you have it. The Oilers doing what they do best so far. And that is responding. You like to see that for sure. $1:09 to go in this first period of play. Let's do it. Face off inside the Canucks zone. 11-10 the shot. So this is probably the highest shooting period of the playoffs so far in this series. And so far we've found some goals. So find out as this one comes back near side. Picked up now by, I believe that's Evander Kane, down low to Dylan Holloway. Draisaitl helps it on to Holloway near side corner. Holloway looking very strong in the corner. Able to come up with the play. Kane along the end wall here, trying to get this one rolling back now for Draisaitl. Sorry, that's Holloway. Oh, these guys are just all entangled up in these board battles. You can't even tell who they are.
Right.
It's impressive tonight from the Edmonton Oilers. 40 seconds to go to escape the period. Kept onside by Nurse. He's sandwiched by two players. But
offside?
I guess so. The linesman's just waving the arm
sideways.
No.
Nurse, you being a good boy?
As that was.
It was just offside.
And funny, Lindholm kind of just staples Höglander into Nurse. You don't see guys usually staple their teammate to help the hit.
15 hits for the Canucks and 7 for the Oilers.
Well, we'll see what the face-offs are. I'll tell you, that tells me.
Yeah, well, we could tell by the power play they can't win it on the power play.
So the Oilers have a 2-1 lead, but we'll discuss that here.
And again, lost another face-off.
Oh boy, okay. I'm going to be interested to see where we go in this intermission. Face-off to the near side now, obviously off the win for the Canucks. Back to the far side boards inside the Oilers zone. 20 seconds to go. The Oilers just need to eat clock in the neutral zone. Janmark out there with Fogle and McLeod picked up. Janmark's gotten a promotion here. McLeod behind the net. McLeod wrapping around right in front. It's stolen away by the Canucks. Meyer, who sits down Janmark, gives him an extra shot. Janmark kind of tugs on the stick. He's not going to get the call. Time runs out. Janmark wants to have a word, and then he eats a punch from Myers. And
refs right there, don't even want to call it. Playoff hockey, that's what it is.
I'm the way the reffing's been in this series, that might be a call starting the second period, but again, Janmark takes a healthy run, gets sat down, gets cross-checked. He holds on to Myers. Myers says, why no penalty? And then Myers spins back, and Janmark kind of went down soft there. I mean, he wasn't expecting
He turned and punched him, though.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, he's checking the chin. Yeah, Mark's a gamer. So we'll sort this out in the intermission. I'm sure we'll have an update. But it's Evander Kane and the one and only Matthias Janmark scoring the goal to make it 2-1. 2-1 for the Oilers after a period of play. Friends, this is Dolynny TV. Again, a reminder, if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button here on the channel. Would love to have you aboard tonight. Just aiming for about 15,800. I know we set that last game out. And obviously we've done a good job getting a lot of you Canucks and Oilers fans aboard for the channel now. So it's getting tougher game in, game out to hit the subscribe button. But hey, you know what? We got Game 6 on Saturday to go too. So we got plenty of time here. So once again, do that. And then as well, for those of you back home, make sure to consider hitting that like button. And we're at 89. We're just about to 100 likes on the stream, so we can get there. Right now we're at 92, so thank you for that. And as well, let's go here and quickly check in on where we're at for the stats after 20. If I just move this, it should pop up. There you go. So 12-11 the shots for the Canucks.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at. 16-7 the hits for the Canucks.
Yep.
Now, obviously, if you want to say, well, if you're hitting, you're chasing the game, maybe we can claim that after one period of play.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Like, so if the Canucks are out hitting us, that's because we're out playing them right now.
Well, Emerson's trying to stay clean. Not because when we do get rough, then they actually do get careless.
So there we go. That could be as well. And obviously, in the second period, you want to respond. You'll want to be a little bit more physical. But, again, watch the carelessness, because when Kane, Nurse, Draisaitl kind of get overly physical,
They get reckless.
you go to the box, you give up that power play goal, suddenly it's 2-2. The face-offs, this is what I wanted to talk about. 16-11 for the Canucks. So at times in this series, we've seen it like 2-1 for the Canucks.
Yeah.
We've seen it 70-30 for the Canucks. We've kind of seen some skewed numbers. Obviously, this 16-11 is a pretty skewed number after one period of play.
Yeah.
But it's not too skewed that I think it's impacting the Oilers heavily, right?
No.
You look at, okay, 3 of those face-offs were on that power play for the Oilers.
Yeah, it's a start.
So, okay, cool. Wash that down the drain. 13-11.
Yeah.
Are you worried?
Not too. They're playing strong, but it's just Vancouver. They're resilient.
And
right?
that's what I think was kind of, the numbers don't tell the full story yet.
No.
But you allow these numbers to keep going the rest of the game, right? You keep getting outshot, you get out hit, you get out face-offed. You're up 2-1 now. That is not going to last very long in Vancouver.
No.
If you allow that to happen for 3 periods.
Exactly.
That said, 1 period, it's fine. We won the period, and now you only have to win 2 more.
Yep.
So, and I know in the regular season we always talk about winning the 3rd period and you'll win the hockey game, generally with the Oilers. You're in the second round of the NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
That doesn't cut it anymore.
No.
Right? We won the 3rd period in game 3.
Yep.
Didn't mean anything.
No.
So the Oilers power play, this is another cause for concern, 0 for 3. But you're also up 2-1.
Well, that they got good pressure off the first one, and then that led up to more them getting more hungry for more, and then they just kept attacking, and Kane really dug hard. He touched the puck twice before he got the goal.
And again, right, it wasn't a beauty pick of the corner by Kane. It wasn't a breakaway by Kane. It was just a goal that he put a shot on net that he didn't get 100% of, but he put it on net.
Exactly.
And it went in.
Yeah, well, hey, that's the old rule, right? When I was a kid playing, they said put the puck on the net.
And friends, as well, the penalty minutes, obviously 8-4 for the Canucks, so that's a massive get, I think, for the Oilers. And I think what that means is the Oilers will be on the power play to start the next period. So they did tag Myers with the punch.
Okay.
So there you have it. That's official on sportsnet.ca. Couldn't tell you that for sure. And here's something we haven't seen all series yet. Giveaways after 1 period of play. This shocks me. 7-3 for the Canucks.
Oh, really?
So that's a difference maker, I think, out of any of those stats we read. So
what about most chances?
That I think they will flash on the broadcast. I don't have that on the website. But friends, welcome aboard as well if you're just joining into the chat. As the Oilers obviously having a great hockey game this evening to start at least the first period. And I just want to send a big shout out to everybody back home. Thank you for being aboard this evening. Really do appreciate that.
Thank you.
And
thank you for having me.
Right. There we go. This was a great little. I mean, I've had people ask to come on before.
But you never have?
But I never have. It's always been a little joke. Oh, I'd come on. And no, I wouldn't. But I knew as soon as you said it, you were serious about it. And I think after 1 period of play,
well, Oiler fan to Oiler fan, of course.
Right?
There's no doubt about it, bud.
And like I'm saying, out of anyone that's close to my house, we're kind of really out of the way out here.
Yeah.
But Matt, you're probably the closest person I have to my house here that's a fellow Oilers fan. And it just worked out just perfect.
I was born there, so I'm Oiler blood from the core.
There we go. Well, friends, we're going to take a quick break upstairs. Go grab a little refill on the water bottle, grab a little snack to keep going. We'll be right back here in a moment, friends.
Hopefully
All right, friends. My apologies there for the extreme delay, but we are back to action here. Obviously, just had to run upstairs and get things going. But the Edmonton Oilers up 2-1 as Sportsnet remembers Darren Dutchyshen of obviously TSN fame and ITV fame, but tough go for sports fans across the country tonight, losing Darren Dutchyshen earlier today. So just want to mention that once again as we go to commercial break on the broadcast, friends. For those of you aboard this evening, to give you an idea of where we're at the watch time on the stream so far, we're rolling along tonight. How about a grand total of 285 hours? That does not usually happen by the middle part of the intermission. Usually we're hitting 300 just at the puck drop of the third period. So thank you again for being aboard here on the live stream so far this evening. Obviously right now for the Oilers as well, we are rolling into what should be a good finish into this hockey game. Matt will join us here in a brief moment. Yeah, and for Scott, I guess for those of you tuning in from the United States that might not know what the story is with Darren Dutchyshen, he was a huge figure in the Edmonton sports scene with ITV, and then proceeded to move on to TSN Sports, which is kind of the ESPN of Canada. And then he moved on to there, where he became a beloved host of Sports Center for years upon years. And now today, obviously, after a long battle over the past several years, we've lost him. So again, for those of you trying to figure out what's going on there, that's kind of the gist of the story, and a tragic moment, because a lot of Canadians, I think my age and of Matt's age as well, are through and through raised on Darren Dutchyshen on Sports Center.
Yes.
So yeah, tough loss there for sure. Obviously here I'm just going to move this out of your way so that I can get you the mug. I had to get Matt a drink as well, as we obviously kind of went that whole period without a drink. That's kind of cruel of me. Throw you to the wolves and then also not give you a drink the whole period. Here I am chugging down the water like nothing else. Is
it smart water?
No, it's just the old right out of the tap.
Oh, it's the good stuff.
Yep. But yeah, friends, we are rolling through this intermission. Obviously, the Oilers up 2-1 after one period of play. I think to recap it here, we haven't done the scoring recap yet. Pretty incredible, though. On Sportsnet, you don't usually see triple red on the game summary. So 20 seconds left in the game, there was a hit. And then 12 seconds in the game, there was a hit. And then last second, no time on the clock, penalty to Matthias Janmark for 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike.
Oh, he definitely deserved it, though.
I don't know.
He hit him down, and then he cross-checked him while he's on the ground. And then when he got up, just because he came back beacon, he punched him in the face.
But the Oilers have, like, Sportsnet's crediting them with the power play right now. So I don't know what we missed in the intermission, but I'll be interested to see how that all breaks down here as we start up the second period.
Yeah.
I mean, if we listened with sound and broke the copyright barriers and stuff, we'd probably understand what happened in that first period final whistle. I don't care.
No, that's why I said it looked like he got body checked down when he was down. He got cross-checked in the chest while he was down, got up, walked away, and then next second, because he turned around and beat, Vancouver guy punched Edmonton Oiler right in the face.
There we go. Actually, here's Steve with a comment. Nice to have the lead, but Vancouver, yeah.
Yes!
New York won it. New York won it. I didn't know if you knew that yet or not.
No, I didn't. I worked too late. Sorry to say, Oiler fans, but my number 2 team is Rangers. I know I love Shesterkin. Do you know his history or no? Like when he came in the NHL, how he was or no?
So.
So when he came in halfway through the season when the Rangers were in the bottom of the league. So he's just, 23-year-old that came in. Let's throw him in the Wolves. He went 20-1. And then the next year he got number 1 seed, and that was his first year as a number 1, and he beat, first season being number 1, he beat Lundqvist's season save percentage record.
Oh. Right, and for goalie talk and goalie stats, that's something you gotta love.
Well, look who's the backup. Shesterkin gets hurt, you got Mr. Quick.
And I actually heard some banter on social media tonight. Do you have to go to Jonathan Quick in Game 7 just because it's Jonathan Quick?
No.
I know it's more or less a joke, but it's crazy that they could possibly do that.
They could, but I like the respect. Shesterkin got you there. Use him.
Oh,
if he has a really bad game and slips up for a couple games, like really bad, sure. But it's like the story in Minnesota last year, right? They got Fleury, then they sat Talbot in the playoffs. Where did Talbot go? He left because he got them to the playoffs. Use who got you.
That's just it, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the Oilers are. Actually, you wanted to squeak.
Oh!
Back. Yeah, no, I rolled back that way. Sorry.
You like me being close, eh? I'm just joking.
But yeah, for the Oilers, it's kind of a dangerous situation that way too, because Skinner got you here. But if you look at the real kind of defining part of the season is it was finding Picard, right? Finding Picard to back up Skinner and solidify the tandem. There was no more circus around Campbell and Skinner. It became Skinner and Picard, game after game, win after win.
Yeah.
16-game win streak, 8-game win streak, 5.
Well,
they were doing it.
The problem is Oilers always have goalie issues, right? Yes, they got Campbell. He is a good goalie. He just didn't fit well in Edmonton. The defense wasn't meant to be. But then you look at how they got Picard, and then he rolled. He rolled with it. Hey, I got this opportunity, and he's a calm goalie, right?
And honestly, for the Oilers, yeah, Skinner got you here. Skinner's earned the right to
100%.
have first choice.
Oh, big time. He beat Grant Fuhr's, 11 wins in a row he got, wasn't it? So,
but the fact that you have this 32-year-old journeyman backup goaltender that is capable of playing the way Calvin Picard has this season, you have to believe that Chris Knobloch, I think everybody said Chris Knobloch had a hard decision to make prior to tonight's game.
yeah.
I think it was pretty easy.
I think so, just because 5 goals in the game is too much. You goalies win you championships. And Picard has shown he's proved himself this season. Because if you actually look at his past seasons when he did come up into the NHL, they weren't the greatest. So he's actually matured. And that's what we need Skinner to do.
Well, here's magic with a good comment. Calvin Picard is currently saving the season at the moment.
Trying to.
Right?
They're all in there together.
And that's just it. The Oilers have just a little bit of 40 minutes of hockey here to play in a 1-goal game to try and bring this one home for a 3-2 lead in this series. So plenty of work to be done yet. Still to be decided.
No? Should come up? No? Oh, sorry. I
all
like
good.
cats.
It's all good. There we go. Mr. Matthias Janmark, you don't want this one. The claws will get you. Gets me every time. Not a good idea. Buddy, stay down.
It's okay. Don't worry.
Okay. Here we go. Friends, we are set for the face-off at center ice. Pettersson goes off to the bench, though, so we're still trying to... looks like there's only 4 Canucks on the ice. We're still trying to figure out what we're doing here. We're skating 5-on-4 on 4? Yeah, we're 4-on-4.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately what it became. Is a
Oh.
4-on-4 for the side. So kind of your classic even it up at the end of the period.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Refs don't want to go too crazy. They're just saying, smarten up or we're going to call you.
Yeah, and that's fair enough, right? I think, like you said, Janmark definitely did some stuff, and so too did Mr. Tyler Myers. Is 4-on-4. Janmark got an embellishment. Okay, I said he went down easy. I didn't think it was embellishment
you called
easy,
it.
but yeah. As here's Bouchard across the line, dragging in the shot. Rebound opportunity off the block shot. The Oilers will see it turn back the other way. It's now JT Miller across the line, dangling there. McDavid swiped it away. Near side boards picked up by McDavid. Tapped in the middle of the ice. The Oilers able to get out of the zone. And puck right onto the tape of McDavid goes wide as it'll be Hughes back the other way. $1:24 to go in this 4-on-4 here in this second period of play. Hughes near side as this one rolls back behind the Canucks net. $1:13 to go on the 4-on-4. The far side boards as Lindholm wheels and deals, and so far not much traction in this second period. 4-on-4. We spent a minute doing nothing to begin this period. That benefits the Oilers at least to start as the Canucks enter the Oilers zone. Now Draisaitl steals it away. He's coming back now the other way with a 3-on-2 developing into a 3-on-3. Pass to the middle goes by the wayside. I know you gasped at that. That was a good looking chance. They just couldn't connect. Drop pass now. Pass to the far side for Pettersson by Hughes. Doesn't connect. And now Hronek at the high point. We're 33 seconds away from 5-on-5. Back to the point now. Hronek, the pass over. The shot loading by Pettersson. Through traffic. Blocked in front. 24 seconds to go as Hronek back to the point. Rolling around high point as the Canucks get a line change inside the Oilers zone. And Hronek pulls the overtime shenanigans going out of the zone and resetting here as Hughes down the right wing. Glove
Nice
hand
glove
save.
He was gonna miss, but he was on par.
Yep, that is. The Oilers were running around a little bit on that last sequence, and that
Vancouver's heading.
that zone exit by Vancouver allowed the Oilers to reset into position. Picard steadied up, made the glove save, and that's a much needed whistle right there. So.
Just to confirm, you'd like to call...
Cat's calling my Surrey.
Oh, jeez. All right, face off. Near side.
Okay, I won't do
Oh
it.
my.
Yeah, that's sorry.
Sorry.
Actually trying to call someone here. Face off near side. Now Kulak over to Bouchard. So we got a weird pairing on this 4-on-4. As the stick goes flying, I think it was Bouchard's. And now back the other way. The Canucks will try and get to the attack. We're back to 5-on-5 here. Pushing along the boards. Bouchard got his stick back and shoved the guy down to the ice. A nice little tap there on the back as McLeod across over near side now to Janmark. Loading up! Fogle knuckle puck over top of the net. And then again it's Janmark hitting the ice. As he's just been kind of tossed all around here as this one's back into the Oilers zone. 17.5 to go in the second period. Kulak hard running into the men boards. Nothing really happening there. And then Fogle just ended a guy along the boards.
Yeah.
And I think he broke his wrist. Connor Garland might have just broke his wrist as he threw the glove off immediately. And there's a turn up behind the net there. Is Garland, the guy injured. As
Oh, I see that again.
this
Looks
is-
like he hurt him pretty good, though.
Yeah, I don't like Fogle kept with him the whole way up the ice, battling the length of the ice, and then it just came down
Right
along the end wall.
here.
And
Oh, yeah, no, that's, yeah. You deserve that. It's a penalty.
And I think for Fogle, he's going to the box.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be a 5.
No, he slammed him into the boards. It should be just a 2. Boarding.
Thanks.
His head went into the boards really nice there, so.
17:26 to go in this second period. 2-1.
I was wondering why he was all not
Yeah.
looking right and getting like he was hurt, and now I see it. Oh, he took a good hit.
2-1, and we have the official penalty announcement.
2
2
minutes.
minutes. Okay.
It wasn't
Right.
nothing minor, but
Yeah,
it was
that's-
dirty.
That's the thing. I mean,
And
Fogle
when you're at
took
the
no speed.
speeds, you can't control it.
No, and I mean, that's the problem. Any bit of contact, whether it be skate blade to skate blade, glove on
A
glove.
little bump,
Yeah,
anything can happen.
As the Canucks back to the face-off here. Near side shot, Pedersen. I don't know if that pumped post or the sidearm of
Went right
Picard,
through.
but what a chance there. Another point shot goes off the end wall as 92 mile an hour from Hughes is cleared out by Desharnais back into the middle of the ice. Pedersen across the line looking here, far side boards, and
There you
this
go.
will be now Desharnais with
Dumping
a
her
clearing
out.
opportunity. He got it out. 30 seconds to go in this second period as this one goes across the line, forwarded into the zone by the Oilers. Canucks, Shilov's out to play the puck. $1:20 remaining as we see the Canucks power play 3 for 13 this series. So not a great clip, but also not dramatically bad for the playoffs either. As here's Hughes behind the net. He'll forward along to Lindholm. Lindholm looking through the middle of the ice now near side for Besser. Besser has it stolen away. And that second power play unit of the Canucks is heavily going to miss Connor Garland if he's on the bench too long. Hughes shot through traffic, almost lands on the tape of Besser. Near side boards, Besser came up with it. Back down to Besser by Pedersen. Around behind the net now. Back to the point for Pedersen. Pedersen going. This Canucks power play unit looking good. Jammed in front off the toe of
What a
Calvin
save.
Picard. 40 seconds remain in the power play. Far side boards back to the blue line. This is rolling here. Hughes over to the far side wall. 15:58 remains in the second period. Near side now to Pedersen. The Canucks getting a full 2 minutes inside the Oilers zone, or so it feels like here as they ratchet up the intensity on this shift. Near side, Pedersen now over to Miller. Or is that? Yeah, that's Miller. Back to the point now. The shot loads from the far side. Picard saw it all the way.
He absorbed it. He just like,
That
he
was-
took it all in.
That was not even a contest there for
Yeah.
Cal Picard, as he is coming up with save after save after save to begin this hockey game, friends, this evening. And obviously, as well, I want to send a thank you back home to everybody We are up over 109 likes on the stream, so thank you for that. As Matt's reacting to those couple of chances in front for the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, it was a tip, but they missed.
As Bluger takes the... he just absolutely turnstile Derek Ryan on that face-off win for the Oilers. Back in behind the Canucks net now, picked up as the Canucks will rush back. Susie to the far side boards through traffic now into the Oilers zone. Ekholm chasing against Connor Garland, who's back out there, no worse for wear. So that's a good sign for the Canucks, and obviously a good sign for this series. You don't want to lose a guy like Connor Garland in this series, as the puck is fired up through the neutral by the Canucks, turned back by Bouchard. A rare step into the shoulder there by Bouchard too.
Yeah.
Something we're seeing more and more of as these playoffs go along, and the linesman did a good job there avoiding too many men.
Yeah, that was close.
I've never seen someone usher guys off the ice so quickly. Shot on scores.
5-hole.
5-hole on Picard.
Picard didn't see it though. He had it was like what, 2 feet away and 2 guys right in front. No chance.
That was an ugly let up for the Oilers right there, but obviously you can't fault Picard on that one. You let a guy on the doorstep like that to do. It was
a turnover in their own zone.
And left the guy on the blue paint. You can't.
Nope.
And Dutchyshen's at the bench here.
That's offside.
That's too many men.
No, that's offside.
Oh, is it?
That was offside.
Okay, so they might be challenging for that then.
That was an offside.
You see here, Dutchyshen. Yeah, I mean,
it might be an offside.
Bouchard just gives up the puck right in front, and Dutchyshen. I guess credit to the Canucks player in front on the screen.
Oh, 100%.
That
100%.
I didn't see that at real speed.
Yeah.
But Bouchard's looking things over with Gulletson and Knobloch here, and we are going to play on.
Not gonna. Hey, who wants to take that penalty if it's wrong?
And that's just it. The way the line.
Good coaching right there.
And the linesman was really quick on the whole call.
He has confidence. We can come back.
As this will be a tie game now. Giuseppe's first of the playoffs. The fourth liner's getting impacted. Here's a pass to the middle for McLeod. Can't do the job, as this one's back inside the Oilers zone now, as Kulak will pick it up. Kulak to the near side for Holloway. Holloway has it stolen away, and Giuseppe back the other way across the line. Shot fired towards the net, up over top. 14:09 to go in the second period. We see Kane tie up, and then a slash there from Kane. This is where you just gave up the tying goal. Don't get frustrated.
Yeah, but that's Kane. He loves to be aggressive. That's just who he is. He's just showing his frustration, and he wants to win.
And I mean, I love it. Don't get me wrong. But this is, right, you avoid taking the penalty if you're wrong on the offside call. But now for Kane, he goes cross-checks the guy and then gives the door off the whack. Maybe that's not necessarily a cross-check and a whack in terms of he was trying to be aggressive. Maybe that is, hey, this is the time.
Yep.
Let's go. Drop them gloves, right? So maybe Kane trying to send a, hey, I want to dance when you're ready, or hey, if you're ready right now, let's go. I don't know. One of the two. That's one part of hockey that I will never be able to claim, because that's a whole nother aspect of never touching the ice that I just can't understand. As this comes to the near side, Ekholm will battle along the boards and picked up now by Miller right in front. The Canucks shot from the point.
Good save.
And
good
what an effort by the Oilers
save
to get that out, as well as it coming up the wing now. Here's McDavid in on net. Backhand towards the front, trying to find trailing Nugent Hopkins. And back the other way now. The Canucks in on net. Backhander off the pads of Picard. Back picked up. As the Oilers come back now the other way. The Oilers starting to kind of get their legs moving through the neutral zone. But problem is the Canucks are closing down the lanes to the net now. And in a 2-2 game, I know we've been talking about overtime all night tonight, but you don't want that to come to fruition if you're the Oilers here after having the lead twice over to begin this first half of a hockey game. Canucks now near side boards, off the wall, Hoaglander to the middle of the ice. Oilers though starting to chew up the middle inside their own zone too.
Yeah.
As this goes to the far side, Darren downloaded Nurse. Nurse will backhand over to Darren up off the wall and down into
she's icing
Canucks territory. And yes, indeed, the arm goes up. We will have a stoppage in play here in this second period of play. I'll tell you though, Calvin Pickard's given up 2 goals in this hockey game. Canucks don't have 20 shots yet. It's kind of nice not to hear everybody complaining about the goaltending after a couple goals going.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey, Skinner has his amazing days, but sometimes he just lets in 5 or 4. It just happens.
Face off down inside the Oilers zone, picked up now by Darnell Nurse, I believe that is. I was trying to figure out the number there. That was left-hand shot, so it definitely wasn't Bouchard. All I could see is the 2. The Oilers, though, need to get a shot this period. They're down 6-0 in the shot department right now, and that is just one of the things you cannot afford to lose this period, as this one goes to the far side as the Canucks continue to do battle inside the zone. Garland, no worse for wear. He takes a big bump there by Desharnais, and Desharnais just leaned on him, and Garland's skating back into the play slow here as the Oilers go 4 wide across the blue line. Derek Ryan down the right wing, looking to spin right in front. Brown, another good chance, blocked in front. Brown got, I think if you ask Brown how many percents of that puck he got, he'd probably say about 2.
Right.
That puck was up and nowhere pretty quick. As this banged up the boards now by Kulak to the point, fired back down low. Di Giuseppe along the near side wall, picked up now by Kulak, far side. 11:49 to go as Holloway bats it along now to Draisaitl up into the middle of the ice. Kane lumbering around the defender Cole, who's had a rough go. He's had a lot of pucks going off him this series.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be surprised to see the Oilers bite a goal here on this shift if Cole's out there on the ice. The Canucks fans
He's
going
digging.
nuts as everybody's digging along the wall now. Picked up by, I believe, Zadorov. Backhanded up into the neutral zone. Wide to the middle of the ice. CC back. Di Giuseppe. Save made by Calvin Pickard. Another opportunity. Zadorov down Main Street. Blocked in front by the Oilers.
What?
Who
Tripping.
realized the puck, or is that
Tripping on it on Edmonton.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Tough go there. The Canucks fans on their feet. This series has been great.
This is their first full power play of the game.
As that was Di Giuseppe across the line, and then he gets the shot on. So where's the penalty? Right there on the hands of Zadorov. I thought it was a block shot. I thought it hit the stick on the ice, but Kane will take the slash.
Oh, of course it's Kane.
Exactly, yep. And we'll have a stoppage in play here with a few moments to go in this second period to play. Friends, for those of you tuning in this evening, I want to give you again a quick watch time update. But first, we are looking at where we're at. I'm seeing a whole bunch of comments on the old video from earlier today. So let's go here. I just want to quickly check things out. On the back end of the stream, we were rolling along this evening, but again, the watch time that I promised you, sorry I got distracted. 5.4. How about a grand total of 374 hours? So by the time this second period comes to an end, we'll be up over 500 and well in position to hit 1,000 this evening.
Oh, yeah.
Game on.
Game on is right.
As the Oilers, obviously, I think to start this second period, I don't think it's sitting back.
They are.
You think?
They're saving. It looks like they're saving their legs. Sadly, I don't like it. Like you said, 60 minutes play. That could have been why that second goal went in. They're sitting back too much, saving for the third.
There you have it. All right, I like that.
Well, hey, you're the one who brought it up. 60-minute play.
Yeah.
That's how you win games.
And that's one angle I guess I didn't look at is you can sit back, and maybe it's not necessarily because you're just sitting back defensively. You can sit back to rest the legs at times. I get that, especially
they're just not moving their legs like they should be.
And that's where it's right. Probably a little bit of combination of a few couple things.
Yeah.
But you also don't have a shot on net this period.
Yeah. Well, hey, and everyone's playing hurt. Everyone's always hurt. It's not just the guys you hear that's hurt. Everyone's hurt.
Yeah. So you gotta figure the Oilers in the back half of the period. If they've taken the first 10 minutes off, they should be able to come up with a much better effort. But right off the face-off, a one-timer on the power play for Pettersson goes wildly wide. Slashing for Evander Kane, Nick, near side. Picked up now as it goes far sideboard. Shot fired in front. Save made by Pickard. And again, a pad save there by just keeping the puck out of the net. Pettersson, $1:40 to go here in this second period power play. About halfway through the period, Hughes spins around at the point. He'll go back to Pettersson. And the Canucks have desperately tried to get that point shot one-timer from the far side, near side, wherever it can come from, on net. And there's been a lot of traffic in front for the Oilers as this one comes back in front, tapped away by
Good defense.
Derek Ryan down the length of the ice.
Playing tight.
And guess what? 45 seconds killed off.
Hey, they took away the passing lane, got it out. Helps.
Far side pass now across the line over to Lindholm Besser. Down low, instead he comes back to the high point for Hughes. Pettersson far side. Minute remaining in the power play. Pass to the middle. Fogel is going to get a chance here. Fogel against Hughes into the zone. Fogel's still tapping for this. Shelovs comes out to play the puck. Then Fogel delivers an absolute mammoth of a check. Pettersson, though, will be tagged for the call as he kind of threw the reverse hit.
Oiler was trying to hit him and he got taken out.
And Pettersson can't believe it.
Yeah, he ran into me and I'm taking the penalty.
I don't know. I'd love to see if there's a goofy call on this one. Not saying bad call.
Might be an elbow came up that we didn't see or something.
Yep. Something goofy that, right? I mean, if that's a straight up hit, that's clean.
It looked like Patterson actually threw himself at him and he went, or the guy went flying.
Charging. They're going to rule it charging.
Shouldn't that be Edmonton? He charged him.
Oh, he left his feet.
Oh, exactly. Left his feet. You're done.
Yeah, he left his feet to even the odds. Pettersson against a little bit.
See, his elbow was really close to his face too because he left his feet.
Yep, right there.
To brace for it.
Okay, there you have it. That like I said, something goofy had to be the penalty.
Yeah.
And leaving the feet, taking the charging call makes beer can. Wow, that's classy. That's classy by Vancouver.
Yeah.
Throwing the beer cans on the ice. They are not pleased with that penalty.
Hey, people are having fun. They're gonna have lots of drinks.
And Rick Tockett's a little upset here. He's trying to figure things out. But Canucks fans, this is the Oilers score on the power play coming here. It's going to be a turning point in this series right here. Obviously, it's 4-4 for the next little bit, but Pettersson clearly leaves his feet to even the odds against Fogel.
And you can see Fogel's head bounce, though.
Oh, and Fogel came in there hot.
Yeah.
Like Fogel was going to take a man out for the series.
Going at least like 30 kilometers an hour. He's giving her.
So, that, again, I'm not saying that should be a penalty all day. If Pettersson stays on his feet, that's, again, good, clean, solid reverse hit by Pettersson.
Yep.
You jump off your feet, even still.
It's called. You're putting leverage into it.
Yep.
And you're going higher. And like I said, his elbow is right by his face.
Yep. And that's...
Gotta think about player safety first, right? It's like in the trades. That's why they have OH and S.
Yeah, and that's the tough part for the Canucks is you literally came away with that unscathed, except for the way you did it.
Yep.
It violates one of the only real true rules of the NHL. Don't leave your feet to make contact.
Yep.
Like that is one of the things.
Or boarding when you slam someone in the boards. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And
make sure everyone's safe.
Fogel's already been called for that tonight.
Yep.
So again, it kind of goes back and forth a little bit here. But
Fogel was digging and he found out and he got Oilers power play. So let's see what happens.
So face off inside the Canucks zone. Again, face off won by the Canucks. It's been a long night and we're only halfway through. Far side pass. The Canucks quickly break through the neutral zone as this one will come back. Shot fired. Save
nice
made by
save.
Picard. And bad giveaway by McLeod though. Back to the point. The Canucks take over. The shot fired goes wide of the net. CC off the end wall will pick up. 20 seconds remain in the 4-on-4. And the Oilers need to get up the ice and get a line change here in a hurry because they need to get the big boys on the ice for this power play. As McLeod across the line, darting shot fired from the distance, goes wide of the net, back to the point. McDavid now on the ice for the Oilers up near the point. McDavid, good edge work to stay on his feet. Over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl down low, can't pass it
Power
through.
play.
And the Oilers have $1:14 to go here in this one as this will be fired up over top of Picard. Down low now, Bouchard taps it there. Near side, picking it up is Draisaitl. Draisaitl up through the middle of the ice. Will tap it to Nugent-Hopkins. Nuge back to the point now for Bouchard. Bouchard down low to Nugent-Hopkins. Nuge looking. Shot coming from McDavid. Rolling around the net, looking now near side for Nuge, couldn't get it. Back to the point now, picked up by Bouchard. 8:41 to go in the period. Tap down to McDavid. The shot from the side of the net. Shelov's.
He hammered his post to stay close to that post.
And then you saw him explode off it to make the save on McDavid.
Oh, yeah.
Because McDavid's like, oh, you want to do that? I'll just go far side. But I don't care if you think Shelov's is a third stringer or an all-star goalie.
He's playing good.
He's playing good, and you ain't going to beat him that way.
No.
He's leaning that post, and then he came over and, yeah, exactly, kind of exploded back to his left to swallow it up so it didn't go under the arm there. McDavid could have done a little more with that shot, but...
Yeah, it didn't look like he had all of it.
37 seconds to go in the power play, though, for the Oilers. Face off, now Draisaitl comes in. 8:35 to go in this second period. Sure seems like this second period's kind of taking a little longer than that first period. Puck now over to Bouchard. Nugent-Hopkins down low. Tip play there by Draisaitl. Just kind of fanned on it and went behind the net. The Oilers retain, however. Back now along the middle of the ice. McDavid driving through. And this will now be Draisaitl behind the net. Taking contact. Coming up with it. This one along the boards. And now will come to the middle of the ice. Down low. The Oilers being methodical here. As they got, you're not wrong. They got to find Bouchard. He's around at the
he's
point.
just sitting out wide open.
And instead, it's cleared out of the zone and down to Calvin Pickard. As this one will be worked up by Bouchard along the near side, fired in by Kane. Hughes fires it to the far side. The Canucks work through the neutral zone. Nice bounce pass. That was a perfect pass. That beat Kulak clean, and Pickard the save back the other way. 7:40 to go. As the puck comes back down low, as Cece's kind of riding out Besser along there, and I think what the chat's going on about right now is a little bit, that Pettersson one, yes, it's a penalty all day, but there will be a make-up call coming.
Yeah.
And that's where the Oilers have to be especially careful as Kane's across the line. Pass to the middle now. Fogle trying to come up with his puck. Kane tried to flip it forward, couldn't do it. And both these teams are really starting to grind this one down. 7:08 to go in this second period. We're tied 2-2. Holloway to the far side for Cece. Under duress, able to fire it into the Canucks territory across the line. Ryan had it cleanly. I didn't know where that puck was. And then Derek Ryan started skating away with it. Shot fired to the middle of the ice. Canucks again missed that middle of the ice one-timer. And the fourth line on the ice is Ryan gets stapled to the boards by Omen. But Omen actually kind of took the bounce there and fell to his knees as it'll be fired into the Canucks zone. Shelov's out to play the puck. He's got two Oilers on either side, and he's able to clear it to the Canucks just in time. Near side pass, Nurse pinches. Di Giuseppe, the last goal scorer, flips it ahead back behind his own net, and Susie will pick up and fire into off a tip the Oilers zone. Perfect play for not icing right there. Got the tip behind the center line, but you were able to get it all the way right into the corner kind of deal. As this one's bounced back to the blue line, Oilers keep it on side. Shot fired towards the net, and the Oilers they only have one shot in this period by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're not. Vancouver's keeping it at bay. That's what's going on. Vancouver's keeping it at bay.
And we got 6:10 to go in the second period, so this game's zipping.
And normally Edmonton has more shots, and now it's vice versa. So the goaltending has switched.
Yep. And I mean, for the Oilers, I think compared to Game 4, they've given up a couple more grade A, just by eyeballing it, a couple more grade A chances.
Oh.
Right? Like,
so you think?
I think Pickard obviously had not a hard night in net, but not an easy night in net in Game 4. But you look at that Di Giuseppe goal, right? The giveaway by Bouchard, spin around in front, back of the net. Like, those weren't happening on Pickard last game.
No.
And all of a sudden, right, fair to it, the Canucks had to respond. Respond they have.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, and again,
I think Edmonton's had better chances this game, but Vancouver's had lots more shots. Yeah.
And I think, again, friends, to everybody in the chat right now talking about that charging call against Elias Pettersson, if you're just tuning in trying to get the explanation, the only explanation Matt and I have is that last penalty call where Fogle charged in there, took contact, Pettersson was up in the air. He left his feet, right? Yep. And I think there's no I don't know in the NHL rulebook you'd have to go through it.
So you're saying because Fogle is going really fast, people are confused, and then Patterson actually jumped to put his weight into it.
Yeah.
It's like that. That's why it's a penalty. Just like if it was Fogle left his feet and then hit him.
Exactly.
It's the same thing, just different speeds.
And that's the kind of mucky area of the rule book. I don't think there's a penalty for leaving your feet, right? There's no leaving your feet 2-minute minor.
No.
But in that situation.
But when you do that, no, you're changing your body height. So you're here. If I go off my feet, what's going to happen to your face?
Exactly.
So it's protect people.
It's a player safety thing all day. And
we love big hits, but it's got to be safe.
Yeah. And that's one of those things that the NHL has eliminated over the past 20 years is those leaving the feet hits. So that's all we can really do to basically explain that one. Is this will be a face-off. One back by McDavid. We're 5-on-5, 6:08 to go here in this second period of play. Puck flipped back to the neutral zone, and the Oilers did a good job keeping them at bay. And as this will be fired back down low, near side, Ekholm takes a hard run there by the Canucks, wired around the far side boards. Perry will walk it along the boards, and it's kind of where you're hoping a veteran like Corey Perry does something with that puck. Instead, he leaves it for Connor McDavid. Perry over to Ekholm. You've got Fogle, Perry, and McDavid on the ice together, and the Canucks just that is absolutely awful. That you can't take that in game 1 of the preseason, let alone game 5 of a playoff series. Like, you'll watch this one in full time.
No, see, that's the thing. McDavid with his speed, you bump him, you throw him off, he's moving his feet. That's the rule. You move your feet, someone bumps you, it's interference.
Yeah. And Dakota Joshua just, I think no matter what, if Joshua touches him and interferes with him, but there's varying degrees of a penalty. And throwing the hip into McDavid going up the ice full speed.
Guy I used to play with, he'd run the net all the time. That would happen all the time, following the goalie. It's just, you can get the call all the time.
Yeah. Face off now on the power play for the Oilers. Back to the blue line now, picked up near side as McDavid missed that puck. We've got the reverse angle from behind the net here. Pass from McDavid hits the tape of Shelov's, gloves it down. 10 seconds, the Oilers get their second shot of the period.
Hey, at least we're on number 2 before the 5 last minutes of the second period.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This is that's a tacky shot from McDavid, right?
No, he was trying to put it in front somehow.
Yeah,
he just didn't get it up enough because the goalie stopped it easy.
Yeah, that's not one that you're gonna sit here and write home. Oh, the Oilers had 2 shots up here and they were high danger. That's one that you're lucky the statistician calls that a shot. As this near side, the Oilers on the power play here, fired back to the blue line by the Canucks. Bouchard, I don't even think he knew that was coming. Somebody had to have yelled at him to keep that onside. McDavid, though, he's stumbling out there a little bit. As this pass to the middle of the ice by the Canucks, they're trying to get the 1-on-5 attack going. And McDavid sends Miller into the boards. No penalty there.
He's lucky.
Yep,
he's lucky.
That's, we'll take that all day. As Nugent Hopkins bounces it off the stick of Bouchard. Back down low it comes to McDavid. The Oilers power play rolling back to the middle of the ice. Shot now coming from Nugent Hopkins is spun back to the blue line. Bouchard through traffic misses wide. And the Canucks have really controlled the middle of the ice inside their own zone here, especially on this power play as the Oilers cannot open it up whatsoever.
No.
McDavid passes it over to Nugent Hopkins. The Canucks right back in form. Bouchard just has to pump one through is really all it's going to take here as McDavid spilled down again. The Canucks extra rough on McDavid in this period. And the puck off of Omen's stick up over the glass and out of play. 36 seconds to go in this power play. As Haynow's saying that the Vancouver Canucks studied the power play. I think compared to the first 4 games.
Who said that?
Haynow. Just one of the chatters in the chat here.
Oh, okay. On this last power play, I think Edmonton's just too fired up, showing too much energy, and not being focused. To me, they're running around like a chicken with their heads cut off.
But the Oilers are guilty of that too at the same rate, right? So the Canucks are not giving you any looks, so you're moving around a little bit too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to get in, set up.
Shot there from Ekholm. That's what you got to do, right?
Exactly.
Tee up the shot, blast it in. Ekholm got a shot on net out of that one. Nurse keeps it onside. The second power play unit doing a little bit more here as this one comes back now to the middle of the ice for Perry. Hronek was able to steal it away. Kane keeps it in near side boards. Nurse helps him out with the extra pinch. And Perry to the far side boards, flips down near behind the net for McLeod. But again, the Oilers just that little bit of panic in their game. Need to get it to the front, need to get it to the front. McLeod turns it over, trying to force it to the middle.
Well, Vancouver's on them. They're not letting up.
As Nurse near side, Kane tips it into Hughes. Hughes to the far side, picked up by Besser. Besser across the line, now over to Miller. The shot loading. Susie.
Good save.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Right? You come out of that power play, you run around, the Canucks don't give you anything.
Well, goalie wasn't sitting back in the net. He was at the tip of his crease, searching. Yeah, he was looking around, making sure he wasn't screened.
So now you have a situation where the Oilers power play is 0 for 5. That's what Craig's saying. Bob's also saying Picard's on. So if you're thinking what this game comes down to, and I know it seems crazy to think that you can be 0 for 5 and the game comes down to the power play. But if the Oilers get that 6th one or 7th one, say they're 0 for 6, 0 for 5, they get that next one with 5 minutes to go in the third period. You're still tied 2-2.
Well,
the game comes down to the power play.
No.
No?
No. Look, they actually got 2 on 5 and 5. So that's where you want to win the battles, right? And they're playing good on their own penalty kill. So that's important. Everyone's just wanting, hey, we could have had 5 goals there. You know, but we did get one right after the first power play. So we took that energy. It seems like their legs are tired. But McDavid's still flying.
That's right. I mean, McDavid's starting to fly so fast that he's falling down at the same
rate.
He's
just so young. He can fly for days.
So that's maybe where we see something we haven't seen in this series, right? I think we're pretty used to
power play goals.
The power play goals and everything, and that's where I'm leading, right?
It's like, this is important to have what they're doing. So this is important for Oilers for growth.
And I mean, you win this game on the back, literally the back of 5 on 5.
Yeah.
Whether your power play factors or not, right? If your power play scores you a 5-2 goal late in the third period, and it's your only power play goal.
Didn't we have this problem earlier? They couldn't get the power play going, and then they started winning games off of 5 on 5 games.
That's right.
And then when the power play comes, it will come. Just gotta give it time, but focus on your game.
So there you have it. That's I think that's the best look I've had at the 5 on 5 for the Oilers all playoffs. I think this is the first game we've been able to thank the 5 on 5 for the Oilers. So
yeah, just gotta keep it clean. Keep Kane out of the box.
that's just it. We got a long ways to go yet. 3:16 to go in this second period to the far side boards. Di Giuseppe fires it in behind the Oilers net. Now back to the blue line. Hronek through traffic. Gutsy block there by Derek Ryan. That one ate him up high, and he just threw the hands at it and tried to get it out of the play.
Oh yeah.
So.
Gotta sacrifice the body.
Friends, we've got an interesting one developing here, obviously, for the Oilers and Canucks. This is where the series has been the whole time.
It's tight hockey.
But
good old school.
Usually throughout the most of the second period, somebody has the lead, right? It's always you lose the lead in the third period. Face-offs are 22-20.
Yeah.
So this face-off now for Hughes. Behind the net, right in front now to Picard. Kicked it out. Shot from the point for Pettersson. Goes off of the pad of Picard, who is, I mean, he's not looking stellarly in position on some of these saves, but he's making them nonetheless. As this is now Hughes over to Pettersson. Pettersson, the shot down the wing off the shoulder.
Nice.
Look controlled there. As this one comes near side and batted back to the blue line. Hughes keeps it on side. Bounce out of the corner is going to hit the referee's skate and go onto the tape of the Canucks for those people chirping about the Canucks not getting the bounce off the refs, and the Canucks are just pressuring here. Another good chance there. The Oilers clear to the neutral with Kane under 3 Canucks players pressure. That's somehow onside. Okay. As this one comes now for Kulak over to the far side. The Oilers stretching back the other way. Holloway, the shot blocked there by the Canucks. Or actually, that one ended up in the glove of Shilov's.
Yeah.
Didn't look like Holloway got all of it, but that's actually a good shot for the Oilers.
Yep. Hey, you just got to put the pucks in the net.
This has been a heck of a hockey game thus far, and I really can't argue all too much at all. Is for the Oilers, if you keep playing like this, you're gonna have a good finish in this third period. And yeah, Zexrod's kind of backing up what you're saying. The Oilers just don't have the legs this period.
It feels like they're saving a little bit for the third, for the push.
And I think, right, you saw what happened in Vancouver both games. I think for the Oilers,
Yes.
lesson learned, you need it.
Yes.
Shot from the Oilers. They will press here late in this second period, though, if they get the chance. As McLeod along the wall now to Fogle. Right in front, the shot from Derek Ryan goes off the blocker. Shilov's back behind the net. Fogle, I thought he was going to go in there and end Garland the second time. He was charging in there. He otherwise gets the steal right in front. This third line generating a couple of chances on the play.
Keep it
to
going.
the far side. This one is hit off the ref for, I don't know what that hit. One of the Canucks players had lost his stick, though, back in the neutral zone. Shot fired down low to the far side. Desharnais quickly pivots back into position. Desharnais, who's gone quiet since the first period, but so have many Oilers. Desharnais has had a special game so far, saving a goal and getting an assist. As this one's back into the middle of the ice off the skates of Besser. Besser down low into his own zone. You got 75 seconds to go in this period. Safe to say the best outcome is you're tied 2-2 after 2.
Well, right now, I'd keep putting the pressure.
1 minute to go. Canucks force it forward into the zone. Down the wing, the shot. Turned aside by Picard. And that was another one of those saves where it's like, maybe I don't have my best, but I'll make it anyway. As this one, right up the middle of the ice. Batted there now to Miller. Far side, it goes over to Besser. 45 seconds to go. Bouchard with the tap out in the middle of the air. Able to keep that one from getting in the middle of the ice. And cleared out into the neutral zone with 37 seconds to go. As this one, loading up Vancouver again. Tucked into the Oilers zone. No call on the icing. Half a minute to go in the second period of play. Up off the boards into the neutral zone. It'll be fired back in by Vancouver. They fail that one, and it's turned over there to the Oilers. McDavid spins it down into the Canucks zone. Zadorov with the puck. 15 seconds to go. As Zadorov gets it over in the middle of the ice to Hronik. Canucks one last gasp up the ice. Shot save made by Picard. Holloway with a chance to clear. He'll rush out of the zone. Carry forward. He's towards the net. Pass to the middle. Will instead kill the clock with 2-2 in this one. After 2.
Right. At least no one has the lead.
That was a big save at the end there by Picard.
Big time.
And that also off the arm there by Shilov's another one as well.
Big time. As
I think, safe to say, the Canucks did not come to lose tonight.
No, they're out. They're out for blood for sure. Remember, they got beat last game.
And this is kind of how this series has gone. For those of you back home, maybe tuning in for the first time or not understanding what we mean by that, is it's been put to both coaches every single loss. How are you going to respond? What's 100%. The response going to be? What's that going to look like? And I think us fans build it up a little different than maybe how it's played out in every game.
Yeah.
But every single game, the team that's lost has responded.
100%.
Right? This would be the first time. If the Oilers win tonight, this would be the first time in this series somebody's won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
You're 5 games in. Now, yeah, 2 good teams usually, it takes a little while for that to happen, right? 5 and 6 is usually where you win 2 and finish the series. But just how committed both teams are to that response. In any fashion, they can make it happen.
Well, last game in Vancouver, Edmonton won. And they won, and they showed that they can get beat, and then they can come back the next game and win. That's really good, and that's why I like the Rangers. Their team, my dad was following Dallas a lot this year. He said they can get beat by a couple good teams, and they play them again, they'll beat them next time.
That's the sign of a team that knows what it takes to win, right?
Yes.
Beat me, cool, you won.
We'll learn from it, grow from it, and I'll beat you at it.
Yeah. And that's, I think you go back to the early days of the Oilers Cup glory, right?
Yeah.
Going up against the New York Islanders.
Oh,
right? You go back to those early 80s.
Yeah.
The Islanders were the team. They were the team in the NHL.
Yep.
The Oilers lose 1. They came back next year. They didn't lose 2.
Nope.
So, yeah, this is where Zach's saying, though, we aren't going to win with them getting 18 shots and us 4.
No. Vancouver is just playing really good, smarter defense. Edmonton just needs to pick their feet up and get pucks in the net and good bounces.
And that's exactly. I think if you're an Oilers fan and you're like, man, the Oilers really didn't move their feet in that second period. They really looked tired. They really didn't force the issue maybe as much as we know they can, especially like they did against LA and like they did at times earlier in the series against Vancouver. I don't think we've seen more than 2 instances where the Oilers have had a minute inside the Canucks zone. But if you're the Canucks, you know that's coming in this third period.
Well, they want to keep them at bay, right? They're trying to win too, but they are right. I've seen a lot of chances that they came to the net, but then they passed it off.
Yeah.
You got to just throw it on net, and you got to work the goalie.
And if you're Chris Knobloch, that's a simple message in that second intermission, right?
Yeah.
You're not grasping at straws to inspire the guys in the locker room. You're not saying, hey, this guy's really haunting us, we got to target him. It's really just hit the net, put it on net.
Well, you go back to your fundamentals. Anything in life. When you're ever having issues like this, you just go back to your fundamentals. Hey, playing clay hockey, stay out of the box, put any time you can pucks on the net because you can get any rebound. Someone might be there, might get a bounce. Just go.
So something I said last game was the Oilers really needed to block more shots going in. Now they only had 6 block shots in game 3. They end up in game 4 with, I think, 12 block shots after 1 period. So they doubled it in 1 period.
Yeah.
That said, they gave up more shots to the Canucks in game 4 than in game 3. Yeah. But their block percentage was much higher.
Well, yeah, it could have been more shots on net.
Here's the thing. You look at that from this perspective, is the Oilers had more block shots, but the Canucks also had more shots. What does that tell you? The Canucks, if you pump the shots on net as the Oilers this period upcoming in the third, they can block a lot of them, but they can't block all of them.
No.
So that throw it on net mantra, don't get frustrated. Like you said, just go back to the fundamentals. Just calm, relaxed, don't stress.
Yeah.
You're not losing this hockey game.
Well, no, they're over panicked when they're in control of the game right now.
Yeah. And you're not losing it.
No.
And if you keep going, like the Oilers have put together an effort that has them in position to win. Yes, the Canucks have the same position to win they do.
Yeah.
But you keep doing good things.
Yeah.
Good things will happen.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the second goal, defenseman that was in front of Edmonton and Vancouver guy did a spin around and blindly shot it. If he would have just boxed out the other guy, goalie could have maybe saw it a little faster because he couldn't see nothing. So,
and I'm seeing some Canucks fans kind of taking shots at Connor McDavid right now.
Oh, what are they saying?
Connor McGhost.
McGhost? Well, I've heard lots of stuff, but you know what all that is? They have McRae, baby, the McGhost. I've never heard of that. That's a good one.
Well,
I like it. He's a ghost in the ice because he's so fast, right? You just gave him a compliment, so I love it.
Yeah, I don't know how McGhost is going to work out for Canucks fans because I don't know when everybody in the NHL is going to learn. You shut down McDavid, that doesn't shut him down. That makes him angry. That makes him want it more.
Makes him frustrated mentally, and you don't see it because you see the next shift he'll come out and he'll learn from it.
Yeah, and that's the scary part.
But everyone doesn't like him because he's just so talented. He's quick-witted, and what he does, he doesn't even overthink things. So that other people are overthinking what he's going to do. So he can just easily show him one body motion and go the other way, and they're going the one way because they're just trying to shut him down. Yeah, and he's just so quick; it's hard to control.
So that's where I think for Canucks fans, yes, absolutely happy after 2 you've shut down McDavid. As an Oilers fan, we're just waiting for the show, right?
He didn't get an assist?
He's got 1 shot in the game, I think is what everybody in the chat is saying.
Oh, he didn't get an assist.
And let's go here. Connor Brown and Brett Kulak have assists, so too does Leon Draisaitl and Vinny Desharnais. So McDavid's
the big boys aren't on the score sheet yet. So just wait. Wait. There's more to come.
And that's where maybe what I was talking about with that power play where it could decide things.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, this game has not been decided 5-on-4.
No.
It's like the way this one's going, you like it or not. Yeah, okay, you might. I mean, in a 5-2 win, yeah, you might get that one power play goal. That I could see. Tonight, though, it's a 1-goal game, and I know we were talking about it in the chat earlier tonight. The way the two teams are playing, this one could go past midnight.
I don't think any of the games have been 2-point win victories.
Mm-mm.
It's all been 1-point games. Even if they lost the lead late or something,
Yeah.
it's just these two teams want to go.
So
They're desperate to win.
Supreme's asking for a recap on the goal scoring tonight, friends. It's Evander Kane, Carson Soucy, Matthias Janmark, Connor Brown, Brett Kulak drew the assists on the Matthias Janmark goal. So that I just make sure to mention that when it's a fourth line goal, because you want to make sure that the guys that never get any spotlight get some spotlight. And I mean, Connor Brown picking up an assist after the year he's had, Matthias Janmark his first of the playoffs. You were feeling really good after one period of play. Second period, Oilers sit back, whether it's resting the legs, whether it's just they don't have their legs in the second and they might have them in the third, whatever the case might be. Phil DiGiuseppe, 5 minutes in, gets the goal. You're 2-2. But what we've seen in this series, you score one goal and bang, bang, right after there's another goal. We saw it, right?
Yeah.
On the Carson Soucy goal, 23 seconds later, Matthias Janmark scored. And we saw Vancouver's Game 1 victory. Bang, 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 right?
Yeah.
So the fact that Canucks tie it on home ice and the period sits tied the rest of the period bodes well. But we'll see now what that comes to.
For Vancouver fans, they're seeing their team is resilient. You get scored on, we're not just going to shut ourselves down. We're gonna come back and tie it up.
And the Oilers, on our side, we're saying we're never out of it. Right?
No, exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of one and the same.
Well, this is basically saying who is the number one in our division at the end of the year, because it was such a tight run. So imagine if Oilers didn't have that bad start.
Well, and who was the leaders of that bad start?
They would have the home advantage right now.
And Vancouver victimized us 3 times in that bad start. So you can't, like, you look at the ebbs and flows of this year.
But to me, Edmonton needed it, because they're all such good, talented players that they needed to smart up and say, hey, you're normal.
Yeah.
You're a human being. You need to play as a team. It's not shinny that, hey, I'm going to take it up all by myself.
Well, friends, we're going to go outside here for a moment. Well, upstairs, outside, whatever we need to do. And we'll be right back here on the stream, friends. Thanks for being aboard. Be right back. All right, friends, let's rock and roll for the rest of the intermission. Matt will join us back here in just a brief moment as the Oilers and Canucks getting underway for the third period here in a matter of moments. Thank you again for being aboard. Patrick, welcome aboard. Good to have you in this evening. Just seeing you walking in. As we go here, yeah, as we're seeing, anything to see. There are no mods. We can say whatever we want. And then Patrick comes. Okay, that's where we're at. Patrick comes out of the woodwork just like that. It's kind of the beautiful part about the moderators in the Dolynny TV chat is I know Josh will kind of get in there on some Oilers goals. You'll see Gillis TV in there when he's home, and Patrick usually comes in and says hello. But I can tell you on good authority, I've always got usually at least one or two blue wrenches hanging out in the chat, which is nice. It's kind of one of those things is everybody's human, everybody's got stuff going on, and everybody's watching the game as well, right? So, okay, friends, just give me a second here. Matt's just giving me instructions here. Give him a second. All right, there we go. All right, Matt's going to just fix himself up a little drink there, and we'll get back to action here, friends. To the chat we go. I don't think we're missing much here. I think everybody's just enjoying everything here on the chat. I like it. I think we've had a really good dynamic here tonight, and I'm really looking forward to this. Again, Saturday night, I don't know what the exact plan is. I got a lot of family coming on down from out of town, so we'll find out the secret sauce. But we'll go there and see what the playoffs have in store for us when we get to game number 6. Because the big thing is, Matt and I were just discussing, it's like, game 6 could be an elimination game for the Oilers, or the Oilers could be eliminating the Canucks in game 6. So either we get to do this a bunch more times, or we don't get to do this yet again in the playoffs. So we'll kind of see where this goes tonight. I think we'll both be resting easy if the Oilers have a chance to eliminate the Canucks on home ice on, what would that be, Saturday night? Friends, we're up over 570 views on the live stream, and as well, or hours watched on the live stream, so we're a little behind pace here tonight, but not too badly, as I think we're rolling along pretty well. 6-minute average view duration as everybody continues to tune in this evening, and we're about to really take off here for the third period of play. Yeah, game 6 in Edmonton is on Saturday at 8 p.m. I think we figured. Yeah, you just tuck back in there a little bit. As we go to the scoring summary, it is Evander Kane, Carson Soucy, Matthias Janmark, and Phil DiGiuseppe. The scoring so far. It looks like the third period is just about to get underway here. 28-15 the shots for the Canucks. 30-14 the hits for the Canucks. 24-21 the face-offs for the Canucks. So,
right,
you got to figure.
Gotta be stronger on the face-offs.
Yeah,
and then we gotta win. Hey, face-offs in their zone.
Yep.
And that's what we're not doing.
And you do any of this, the Oilers could get it going. But Patrick is saying the puck drop is at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Is that just released tonight? I guess that might have been.
Perfect. That's straight after
yeah,
supper.
it's still TBD. So there's still a potential that we might be able to fix Matt and I for a hockey game on Saturday. We'll find out. I definitely thought it was an 8 p.m. game, so that would have changed the dynamic a bit. But 6 p.m. we might be able to squeak that one out.
Hey, if so, I'll wear my actual Crowfoot jersey, my original. Last year I played in Crowfoot, and it's actually the Oilers colors.
Ooh,
so I love it.
So here's the other side. This is something we haven't seen all series from the Canucks. 13 slot shots, 13 cycle chances, and they're out odd man rushing the Oilers as well. So interesting to see. As Armin's asking if we're going to turn on the Jets here in this third period of play.
Well, if you look at it was 11 shots at the end of the first, and then we only got 4 shots in the second, but Vancouver got 17. Right? So we got to step it up and keep the pressure on, because that's your best defense, and you need to keep scoring and get more.
All right, face off at center ice, 2-2 the score with 20 to play. Friends, we get inside that last 5 minutes, and with the 2-2 score, I'll start rubbing the Oilers flag, as I have many times this series. Let's not. Let's be up 3-2 by that point. Face off down, the puck inside the Canucks zone. Hyman bounces it up off the end wall, picked up there by McDavid to the near side corner. The Canucks push forward, backhanded ahead into the neutral zone. Turnover onto the tape of Nugent Hopkins. I don't know how he kept that puck from Miller, but he did everything he could as this one goes up the far side boards, played into the Canucks zone, picked up by Hyman. The shot from the top of the zone drifted towards the net. There's again the Oilers looking to shoot the puck on net. Didn't work out that time. Suter back the other way, making the Oilers have to respond for it. Sees it chip back to Miller around to the far side. That puck had its eyes all the way to Cole, who bats it back down to Miller. Puck again hits the referee. I'm with the Canucks fans here. What's with the puck hitting the referee and going in favor of the Oilers so far in this hockey game? Just again, you notice little things night by night. Face off down low. Puck down low for Ekholm. My brain's starting to skip beats here as this puck goes into the Canucks zone. The Canucks fans are really after it, and that's a hard spin there by Kane. Wins the battle though. Got it to the point for Darren. The puck's still loading. Nurse! The shot on. The Oilers get a shot here early on. Holloway takes contact. Turns it over to the Canucks and back the other way. Lindholm over to Pettersson. Back.
God bless you a million
shot
times.
Attempt there, but good save on the... Oh, man. Nurse just had to bite him up high. Oilers are laying it on the line early in this third period to keep the puck out of the net. It was, of course, Calvin Pickard with a pretty big save there just a moment ago. Desharnais near side. Back and Nurse is hurt. He's gotten that
took a bullet.
As that's back up the middle of the ice. Nice play by Desharnais to get it right on the tape of Perry. Perry spins off the side of the net, trying to line up Ryan McLeod, it looks like, as that is Warren Foegele batting it to the far side. Kulak leaves it there for Foegele, gets it right back. Shot towards the net, skips off of Shilovs. The shot from Ceci tipped in front to the far side. It goes. The Oilers with sustained zone pressure. Shot by McLeod off the end wall. And the Canucks will clear out of the zone. I think that's about the best we've seen the third line look all series on that. A couple of bang, bang, bang pucks towards the net. Far side pass now. Up the middle of the ice, tipped in there by the Canucks, over across the line, down low it goes. Near side, picked up by Soucy to the far side. Bouchard helps it to Ekholm. Ekholm bats it along the wall, picked up and backhanded down low. And I just, the old weather might be acting up out there.
We're on a swamp, so we're special.
As Pickard backhands it over to Bouchard. Bouchard backs it over again to Ekholm. Far side wall out of the Oilers zone, up the middle onto the tape of Derek Ryan down the left wing. Can't bust past Zadorov. That's a little bit of a mismatch in terms of size. That's going to happen.
That's why he put the brakes on.
As this one comes up through the middle to Suter, far side across the line. Garland stopped there as Kulak battling. We'll see it chip back to the blue line, and Soucy fires a shot on tipped, and we are going end to end here without a whistle a little bit in this third period. As Suter to the far side, picked up by the Canucks again at the blue line by Myers. Myers taps it out, and we'll have a little stoppage in this action as the Canucks reload.
Yeah.
As this one will be fired in by the Canucks, it bounces all the way to Pickard. And
he just swallowed it up.
Yeah.
Shut her down, let it cool down, reset.
Nurse is looking okay on the bench.
Yeah, he's looking all right. He's tough man.
Took it right off the cuff of the glove by the
Was
looks
it?
of it. Yeah.
Oh.
So there you have it.
And Skinner, give him a good pat in the back when he came to the bench.
And that's the thing. They talk about Calvin Pickard as the ultimate teammate. I don't think Stuart Skinner gets enough compliments either.
Never does.
The teammate he is.
Yeah.
As this one's around behind the net, Höglander wraps it back to the high point. The shot from the point, rebound in front.
Oh! Vancouver fans thought that was in, but not today.
Was that a post or was that a tripping call on Höglander that stopped that chance?
That was a trap.
As Brett Kulak hauled him down. But what a point-blank opportunity, and that's one of those penalties you can't complain about.
That was a turn shot, and I don't even know what happened. Oh, post!
Yeah, the rebound off the post. Lindholm would have had it back door, and Kulak took him down. You can't complain about that penalty. That is about the best penalty you can take tonight. As Kulak goes for tripping. And
if he didn't, it would have been in the net. So take gamble of your penalty kill.
And the Oilers and Canucks 0 for a combined 8 in this hockey game.
Yeah.
So the PK has been riding hot. As this one
here we go
will be a face-off now for Miller. 2 minutes to go on the power play. Lindholm, Miller, Pettersson, Besser, Hughes on the ice here in this third period of play. Puck is scrambled up.
Hey, they
Oilers
finally won it.
right off the face-off in their own end.
Good.
Fire it down to Shelov's. I think the only bad part about that was you fired it onto Shelov's tape.
That's fine. Got it out. That's what matters.
Hughes rolling through the middle of the far side. Fired down the boards there by the Canucks. Turned back, actually, by the Oilers for a brief moment at the line as Besser crosses. Now, along the near side wing, Hughes at the point. Far side pass. Canucks trying to tee up the one-timer here. Right in front.
Good
That
save.
That is a save I can tell you Stuart Skinner does not make. I don't want to pile on Skinner, but that was right in front. A big-time save from Picard.
Picard was just square to shooter. Main thing is your positioning and just being calm. And it just seems like he's really collect. He's not scattering himself. He's trying to be calm, be in the right position. Perfect.
And he ate that right on the oil drop of the logo, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, when a goalie's saving it... at the
Well, no,
top
he
of the
turned,
crest.
though. He was on the post, and he came off, so he was just being square shooter. That's important.
26-21, so the face-offs remain close for the Oilers. But again, you need to start edging into that battle. If you win the face-off battle by the end of regulation, Picard, did he stop that puck?
That was a one-timer, though. So, sorry, my plumbing eyes, couldn't see that one.
Let's watch the replay here, as that was a shot by Besser that goes...
No, block
Ceci.
shot.
Yeah, what a stand-up by Ceci to get in the lane.
Attaboy.
Picard, he buckled. His leg,
nerves.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to let nothing in. He's in the groove. He's trying.
As this will be a face-off now back to the blue line is Hughes rolling at the point. He'll go down low off the wall back to Hughes far side. Picked up by Pettersson. 15:24 to go in this third period of play. Besser back to the point. Hughes! The shot through traffic. Save made, I think, by Picard. And then it was just fired out of the slot by Nugent Hopkins. Back down low. Picked up by Hughes behind the net. 15:10 to go in this third period. Hughes spinning around. Pettersson up the wall through the neutral zone, drifts it to the far side as Fogle battles there, can't come up with that puck off the wall. It'll be picked up now by Fogle again on the steal, trying to break back for a breakaway on the power play for the Canucks, turned aside by Shelov's. A great PK chance right there. As you know what, having somebody in here with me, as Gianni's saying, the anxiety levels are starting to peak up a little bit more.
Oh, well, this is playoff hockey, baby.
Game. 14.5, Canucks with 20 seconds to go in the power play along the far side wall. Picked up by Suter, now back to the point. The wall rush there for the Canucks. Unable to get to the middle of the ice. 33, the one-timer. Wide.
I think he missed, yeah.
97 miles an hour from JT Miller, and he whistled it wide. Power play over. 2 shots for the Canucks. It ain't going to come down to the power play tonight. Either it's a last-second dagger on the power play,
No,
or
it's going to be a lucky bounce.
5-on-5.
No, lucky bounce.
It has got to be 5-on-5 tonight. 13:58 behind the net. Joshua with the puck for the Canucks. Back to the blue line. The shot fired through traffic goes wide of the net again. Ekholm against Garland, who's taken a beating this game. What a save on the wrap there by Picard. That's huge. 10 minutes. Ozone time's been terrible this game for both teams. We've seen by the third period both 17 minutes for each team. So
yeah,
a lot of good play from both teams tonight. As this comes down the wing, Garland darting to the middle. The shot fired towards the net. Save made in front by Ekholm. And across to the far side, picked up by the Oilers back inside the Canucks zone. Trying to dart to the middle. Here's McDavid. Drifts off the pad of Shelov.
He fanned on it. He couldn't get it up.
You've seen Connor do that one too many times, and you know exactly where he's going. Picard out to play the puck back the other way. We are going back and forth to the far side. Shot down low as this one is to the far side boards, and it'll be Holloway coming away with it, firing it back inside the Canucks zone. Icing. Yeah.
Playoff hockey, baby. It's getting good.
This is it's been a good one thus far, that's for sure.
Series is 2-2 at 2-2. Love it.
And we have got just over 10 minutes, I think 12 minutes to go in this third period as Picard kicks that one out off the pad. That's a clutch save at a clutch time. And friends, to give you a watch time update as well tonight, we're at 624. You know why this one's going to 1,000 watch hours?
I don't know.
Because we're going to overtime.
Oh boy!
And this will be picked up now by McDavid, and I'll explain that one again for those of you back home that don't understand why I've been so homer on the overtime tonight. There is an explanation for it, and we only had about 50 of you aboard for when that explanation came to fruition early in the pregame. Picked up by Kulak inside the Oilers zone. Now tap back down low. The Canucks force the shot over to Hughes. He will be spun off. What defense by Holloway to just get in that lane, and Holloway's sticking with Quinn Hughes. That is a tough guy to stick with at the point. And Dylan Holloway, the dude to do it for the Edmonton Oilers. 12:20 to go in this third period. Back to the point now for Hughes. Holloway out to challenge him again. Got the stick in the lane and it tips wide of the net. 34-17 the shot. Cece's been on the ice for a minute 14. Back the other way. Nugent Hopkins poked it forward. Holloway rips the shot from the blue line. Good looking shot on
Hey, at least
Sheehoff,
it's a shot.
Yeah, I'll take that. As this one back through the middle now, picked up to the near side, kicked off the boots of Miller. And you don't often see a guy kick the puck out of play at the blue line.
No. Hey, here's the try.
Here we go. And Darren throws a couple of hands, but that shot off hit Pickard.
He saved it and hit the post. Game-saving save right there. Wow.
All right. That is unbelievable. The Oilers have been buying themselves some favors all night when the game hasn't quite been going their way one way or another, but...
Well, no, Vancouver, their legs are moving now.
Yeah.
Their legs are really moving.
I'm talking about overtime. You go into overtime the way this game's going right now. I don't like the Oilers' chances early. You survive the first 5 minutes, it's anyone's game. But if the Canucks are moving the way they have through 60, if that is how it ends up, and you go into that first 5 minutes, the Canucks are going to find a way to bury one.
Well, that's the thing. Edmonton's just they gotta find their legs. They gotta circulate the puck, and then throw pucks on net. Quick, swift.
And that's what the Canucks are doing, right?
Yeah.
Pass behind the net to the other side, pass to the middle, pass to the far point,
They're
shot.
moving it, taking the control.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see kind of this. I don't know if you've seen this commercial. Apparently,
No.
This is a new series with.
It's like a ball right in the face.
It's a new series with a whole bunch of Sportsnet and kind of broadcaster celebrities in Canada.
Oh yeah, him, Caddy.
Yeah,
I love Caddy.
So,
Caddy's awesome.
Right?
He's straight up.
So. Quickly making sure we're good to go there. All right, let's do this, friends. Connor McDavid.
Were you just checking your hair?
No.
Hey, can I? Oh, I don't have much.
That's too much helmet on the head over the years.
Yeah. Call it Slur Pow. It gives me energy.
All right, what's Elias Pettersson doing here? I don't know. They've got some good close-ups of the guys. You got stats here. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that we're missing?
I'm on the score, so it's not as much as the websites.
No, there's not much else.
After the game, it shows more. Before.
Yeah. Okay, we'll let you have that. I'll use the computer, and
you better.
Face-off. Face-off won by the Oilers. 11:47 to go in the third period play. 34 shots for the Canucks.
Icing.
I thought, but an icing call against the Oilers. So.
And hey, like the guys were saying on the chat, right? We need more shots. And look, 34 for Vancouver. What, 18 for us?
And
that's 5 shots this period. How much time into the period already? So we're almost halfway through the period, and we only got 5 shots.
I'll tell you this though, I famously remember having a conversation. It was I'll save that for a conversation.
You better.
After. As this goes to the far side, Zadorov off the face-off win for the Canucks will hammer it down into the Oilers zone. As this is now picked up along the wall. Draisaitl trying to pick this puck up. Kane firing it up along the boards as everybody's just tying up along there. There's pretty much 6 players up along the wall as Darren battles there, loses it. This shot off the side of the net. No penalty upcoming on any of that scrum in front.
Nope.
As Hughes will wire it through traffic again. Holloway right with him. I don't know if this is a
Chris
Stoblock matchup.
Oh, Kane took one up high, but he kept going.
Kane. And then obviously behind the play, Holloway erased a guy. Kane's going to want to take a number against Zadorov after this season. I'll tell you that much. Kane's back behind the boards, and he will pick up behind Pickard. He's going to be a little hot-headed to try and get up the ice and maybe get some contact here against the Canucks player. Cece a shot just about bought that bounce in front.
Almost.
Good look off of almost hitting Myers on the rebound. Back the other way, DiGiuseppe busting behind the Oilers defense. DiGiuseppe to the middle. What a chance there. Turned aside by Calvin Pickard. This game opening up just a little bit here.
Yeah.
10:35 to go in the third period to play. Susie fires it into the Oilers zone. This will be down against the wall. Fire to the far side. Canucks battling, and the Oilers might have gotten away with a trip back the other way.
Yeah.
Now comes the Oilers attack. Shot from Fogle up over top of the net. This one to the near side, picked up by the Canucks in the neutral zone. Connor Brown turned him back. Instead, Ullman comes back now the other way across the line, and he'll fire it into the corner where Bouchard helps along and picked up and backhanded down the ice into the neutral territory. So 2-2, 9:55 to go in this second period of play. Hronek over to Cole. Cole will try and skate past his own teammate in Garland, instead fire it in. Again, I confuse Garland and Miller all the time. The numbers on the Canucks jerseys look so similar.
Yeah.
This is going to be backhanded into the zone. And again, this is another long period without a whistle. Here with 9:35 to go in this third period to play across the line. Miller over, trying to tap it through traffic was Myers. Couldn't do as such, and it's flipped back into the neutral zone. Picked up across the line. McDavid trying to bust past Shelovs. Can't do it. Tries to ride the man out. Can't do it there either. It's back into the neutral territory. Oilers regather at home. Fires it in. And 9:15 to go. And the nerves really start coming home on this one. This is what playoff hockey is all about. Tied late. And a good hockey game as this game keeps going. As this one to the far side. Back behind the net inside the Oilers zone. Darren sees it tap past Pettersson thankfully. As the Janmark ties up along the wall trying to get away from Pettersson now. He flips up off glass, and it hit the Oilers bench.
Yeah.
And this is, I'll get back to that story I was talking about a moment ago there about famously remembering something. It was a year back in 2017. I spent a summer covering the Junior B Heat, which is a Tier 2 lacrosse team in Cold Lake, Bonnyville.
Oh, yeah,
That's when I was in the media, kind of actually doing this full time.
Oh, yeah.
And there was the captain. He's a good kid from Bonnyville. Really an emotional guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean that sounds like I mean that bad. I mean his emotions, the way he went on the court and went on the field, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The way he let those emotions ride, it really impacted the team positively.
Yeah.
Like if he got something going, the rest of the team got something going.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the thing too is when those emotions are running high, you have those moments down the tunnel, right, where it's like you're just losing yourself a little bit. And I remember prior to that game, I'm seeing him kind of go over it in his head, and he's kind of just, you can see the pressure's getting a little bit, right? These are junior B players. We're talking 20-year-old lacrosse players where, yeah, they've grown up playing lacrosse, but up in the Lakeland area, each year, lacrosse was getting bigger and more competitive up there.
Oh, yeah.
So this kid's risen through the system. He's now the captain of the Junior B team, which is the height of lacrosse in the Lakeland area.
Yeah.
And it's a big game. Provincials are on the line, and it's like somebody's got to step up, and I know it's got to be me to some degree, right?
Oh, 100%.
So you can see the nerves are getting to him. And prior to the face-off in the first game, I said, I'm down the tunnel. I said, all it takes is one shot, eh?
Oh, yeah.
And we ended up going to overtime in that game. And he's not even in the dressing room. He can't. I know he's the captain. I know everything, but he's standing out in the tunnel. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't throw off the game by being too assertive. And
100%.
I sit there and I'm like, hey, remember, all it takes is one. He
Yep.
comes out on the court, first shift down the lane, fires the ball, scores the goal on the first shot of overtime. Tonight, 2-2. This game's going to come down to that one shot. The way this
or a
one's
lucky
been played.
bounce.
And I mean,
You never
but
know.
it's gonna take drifting it towards the net no matter what, right?
And again, lost the face pass, but we got it back.
As here's Hyman as the towels are waving in Vancouver, and oh boy, friends, telling that story's got me jacked up for the finish of this hockey game now.
Better be.
8:37 to go in this third period. Back across the line. Here's Miller. He's into the left wing, turning into the corner, turned aside by Connor McDavid and company as the super line has been reactivated for this late shift as Bouchard down the lane fires the shot.
Good
That would
glove
have been
save.
that would have been poetic if I just told that story. And the next shot down the lane is Bouchard firing it home for a game winner.
You know what? But though he risked it, he had no time for a slap shot.
No. All right. This is going to be a heightened finish to this hockey game. As I mean, both teams, like I'm saying, all it takes is one, but you got to earn it. And that's, I think, what you're talking about with the bounce, is the team that goes out there and buys the bounce deserves the hockey.
Digs for the bounce. Puts the effort in for that
Yeah,
certain bounce.
okay.
It's going to
All
be
right.
out of just nowhere, and that's when it's going to happen.
I like it.
Or it's like, hey, right place, right time.
Yep, got to. As 8:21 to go in this third period of play, face-off for Draisaitl. He'll win it back. A rare face-off win inside the Canucks zone for the Oilers, though it's immediately won forward by Joshua, who's moving his boots down deep against Kulak. Along the wall, it continues for McDavid. McDavid will splice it out of the zone, and here's Hyman now, 2-on-2 back the other way, trying to get past Soucy, who again, you don't notice him, but tonight with that big goal, a reason why things have changed. Give it just a second. We're just on the broadcast and we're a little delayed. 7:53 to go, and it's flipped into the Oilers zone as we are winding things down in this one here. Up the middle, looking for the pass. Bouchard along the far side wall into the Oilers zone. Offensive zone, that is. McLeod over to the near side for Perry. Perry coming out of the corner. Perry looking around behind the net. Wrap around right in front. And Shelovs stops the puck with 7:33 to go.
Perry says, I'm right here. Let's try it.
And I mean, for Perry, you're talking about a guy who...
hey, he's been there.
Yeah.
He's been there.
Right?
He's been
And
everywhere.
He's been quiet these playoffs, but...
Doesn't matter.
He only gets better with time in the playoffs, and let me tell you, he's...
Well, no, look, when he did before he did the wraparound, did a fake pass and did a wraparound.
Yeah. Here we go. Face off now for the Oilers' third line inside the Canucks zone. 7:33 to go. Kane, Perry, McLeod. That's about as loaded as the Oilers' third line can get. Face off against the Canucks. Second line, I think, is what this is tonight. Bluger's gotten the promotion of the second line from line rushes this morning. Not exactly sure on deployment because keeping track of everybody's numbers on the ice is kind of hard. Perry along the end wall. He's diving around back there trying to keep the battle alive. Near side boards. McLeod throws a hit.
Yeah, broke his stick too.
Oh my goodness. You don't see that every game. As this one comes back across the line, McLeod gets the bench, gets a stick from the benches. Desharnais goes over along the wall. Bluger there now as Kane rolls it up along the boards. Picked up now by Vancouver. Shot towards the net will be blocked on its way. And Garland will spin off the end wall. Back to the shot for Zadorov, missing wildly. 90-mile-an-hour shot, that's going to happen sometimes. 6:50 to go in this third period of play. Puck batted back now for Perry. Perry through the middle of the ice, back into his own zone. The gamesmanship fully on here for the Oilers now as they try to bleed the clock to the precious moment. They can either buy that bounce, that power play, that one shot, whatever it's going to take this evening as Fogle up the near side wall, back inside the Canucks zone. Hughes inside his own end behind the net. And I'm going to probably tell you alongside you conferring with me, the referees are done calling penalties this period.
They're letting them play.
Yeah.
But if something bad happens, they're there.
As this one wrapped back in front by Fogle was denied by the Canucks. Suter back now. Shot right in front, denied. And that was the one as Ceci bats it over to Fogle, and it is offside as Ceci was out there with Fogle, Holloway, and McDavid on. The lines are kind of thrown together right now, but I think the Oilers are just trying to catch.
Oh.
Wow, McDavid just fluffed that one wide. But
yeah, he fluffed it though. That's why he missed.
the Oilers are looking to catch a matchup misadvantage against the Canucks just by throwing some random guys on. Not that none of these guys have ever played together, or not together, but you know
It's
what
a
I mean?
different
It's
dynamic.
just, yeah, they're just trying to throw some different looks at the Canucks here. And obviously they're seeing some success as they're now up to 21 shots this hockey game. So suddenly the shot clock is starting to creak up for the Oilers. Far side pass. The Canucks trying to wind it through the middle for Miller. Instead it goes to the far side boards. 5:49 to go in this third period of play. Shot fired down low by Miller to the far side boards. Picked up by Draisaitl. Draisaitl will tap ahead now for McDavid. McDavid across the line in on the attack. Shot fired over top of the net. As Hyman goes now back to the blue line. Tap back down low to McDavid. It goes past him. And this one is Bouchard. Looking. Can't do it. And it's backhanded back into the neutral zone. As this one goes back now low into the far side. Bouchard looking back now for Draisaitl. Back into the bench. And we will have a stop and play with 5:12 to go in this one. As we are going to just... Done. Okay, cool. All right. We're going to take a little TV timeout here, friends. I'm going to tell you to hit that subscribe button, and I'll be right back in just a matter of moments. All right, friends, back underway as we get a shot of the moss pit. Oh my goodness, we're in for a good finish here tonight. I can tell you that much. Some Oilers fans quickly huddled together here trying to figure themselves out as we are about set to get this third period up and done with. What do we got for time? Just 5:12 to go as the Canucks have had 8 straight games decided by 1 goal. So 5:12 face-off inside the Oilers zone. One back to Darnell Nurse along the boards, fired up off the glass, bounces right onto the Canucks tape. The Oilers able to help it out in the neutral zone. And just like that, inside the last 5 minutes of regulation we go. Whether we need regulation or not to solve it, that is going to be the biggest test here tonight inside the Canucks end. Behind the net, Fogle, who has had, I think, a more noticeable game tonight. As this one goes in behind the net, and it will be an icing call against the Vancouver Canucks with 4:47 to go. Yes, absolutely. Friends, for those of you tuning in right now, thanks for being aboard here this evening. Glad to have you along for the ride. We've peaked up at 354. We're at 6,643 views on the stream. So we continue to roll along this evening. 4:47 to go in this third period. Thank you everybody for thank you for being along for the ride tonight. Really do appreciate it. As Hyman down behind the net, he will try and roll this one somewhere. I mean, he's just battling in there. 4:38 to go in this third period of play as it's flipped out to Pettersson, cut off there by Ekholm. Back into the middle of the ice. Here's Pettersson across the line. 4 Oilers back, though. That's not going to fan out too much. And the Oilers get the stretch pass down to Hyman as Hyman battles up there along the wall against, I think that's Myers and Mr. Carson Soucy. 4:16 to go, and this is
intense.
This is where it kind of builds into the stomach.
4 minutes, boys.
34-21 to go up the wall along the left wing. The Oilers try to dipsy doodle out past Myers as Hyman out there on the ice right now alongside McDavid and Kane. The Oilers trying to get a line change going here behind the wall there, along the wall behind the net. To the far side now, the Canucks break out. Suter's taken down by Ceci, and I mean Suter was a heck of a signing by the Canucks. Through the middle of the ice, pumped on net, blocked there by Brett Kulak, he just had 95-mile-an-hour pumped off his ankle, and he didn't even look like he felt it.
Nope.
This one was a good goal right there. But the Edmonton Oilers, the Oilers doing a good job here this evening.
Hey, they're grinding. They're getting in the zone. Try puck battles. It's a good tight game.
It's been awesome thus far. As the Oilers have to find a way to win this face-off in their own zone. This will be a face-off now for Derek Ryan Bluger in the draw. Ryan double clutch there.
Yeah.
A little bit too much aggression on the dot. He'll be waved out. This is now all of a sudden a turning point here for the Oilers as Connor Brown comes in to take the face-off. 3:34 to go in this third period of play. Face-off scramble on the near side boards. One back to Hughes. Hughes down the far side wall as it's picked up there by, I believe, Joshua along the wall. Ryan ties him up. Brown's tied up there as well. The Oilers desperately need to get this one out of the zone ASAP. Hughes back to the point. Here's the shot from the point. Blocked in front. It goes through to the corner for Ceci. Will bang up the boards. The Oilers with a sloppy turnover there. A pathetic effort to get it up the boards. And this one, looking to get it banged up out of the zone. There you go. There's the zone clear. 3 minutes as the Canucks get it back inside the Oilers zone. Battling along the wall is Kulak. You've got your quote-unquote most Janmark. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
get her on net.
I don't know how he got that through. I don't know how he handled that. That's why I was confused what to call it there. But Janmark just kind of fluttered one through a guy and got a shot on net, and we'll have a face-off.
Well, they've been playing McDavid so long that they're catching little tricks out of him, right?
Yeah.
That's what I saw of that.
That was a nice little move there from Janmark, who's been on tonight, right? Janmark has himself a grand total of a goal tonight. I think he's taken a penalty. Embellishment, albeit. And here's Kane firing one right in front. The rebound just about came free for McLeod. The Oilers still with it, pumped towards the net. Perry, McLeod, Kane, shot fired again. This line is generating chances inside the Oilers zone. Perry right in front, battled off the body of a Canucks player still on the tape, as that'll be Kane in the middle of the ice. That one was just a kind of, I don't want to turn it over high, so I'm going to turn it over mid. And back the other way, the Canucks come back into the Oilers zone, though the Oilers have the Canucks caught quickly onto the ice, though. That was a good recovery there from Quinn Hughes, and it'll be tapped out into the neutral zone, piled up there by Ceci at his own blue line. Inside 2:05 to go in this third period of play. Tap back inside the Canucks zone. Hronek taps it along to Hughes. Hughes up to Nugent Hopkins. Nuge down low now for Fogle. Fogle off the end wall. He'll spin there, and he will try and wrap this one around. Instead, backhands it off the boards. $1:49 to go in this third period of play. Oh boy. As the Oilers go along the wall, picked up in the middle there by Holloway. He lost it, but Nugent Hopkins was able to skate it back the other way. 3-on-3 into the zone, off the end wall. Comes free. The Oilers tap it along near side. Picked up there by Holloway. No, instead it's Suter. Puck dribbled past Holloway. $1:25 to go in this third period into the near side corner. Ekholm, good work along the boards there against Bluger. Battling there now, picked up by Nugent Hopkins. Nuge throwing it off the boards, picked up by Susie in the neutral territory across the line. Here comes the speedy Connor Garland. He's being worked to the outside by Ekholm, and that is as close to a penalty as you're going to take.
He lost balance. Yeah, I looked like he lost balance.
As Drysdale across the line, the shot off the skates of Philip Hronek right in the middle of the ice. 55 seconds to go. I want to go touch that flag so bad. But I think the Oilers still have a chance here late in this third period, as that was a good-looking opportunity for Draisaitl firing that puck on net, but Hronek's stick right there in front of him.
Hey, it's whoever wants it more. That's all it's about now.
And that's what it comes down to inside the last minute of play in this third period, as Leon Draisaitl will take the face-off with Connor McDavid and
he's good. Come on,
Zach Hyman. As this one comes back for the Canucks, as they will fire around to the near side. Ekholm tries to pick this one up. Pettersson looking to the middle of the ice, poked away by the Oilers. Tap to the far side as it'll be worked out into the neutral zone. Canucks try to work it back into the Oilers zone. Puck lands on the tape for the Canucks. Looking to the middle of the ice. The Canucks fire one towards the front of the net. Off the post. And the referee says Miller scored. That one bounced off the post. 30.
Like I said, there was a lucky bounce there. It was a lucky bounce. That's not Picker's fault.
Wow.
Yep.
31.9 seconds on the clock. Calvin Pickard is deflated. Miller's celebrating the goal, and the Canucks are celebrating this one with 31.9 seconds
And that's
on the
Vancouver's
clock.
first lead of the game.
It is.
They came from behind the last game and almost came back.
Off the post, and
Oh, wait.
how's this being rolled to goal?
So, post. No, that was in.
back bar.
Yep.
Okay. Back bar right there. As off the post, right onto the tape, and then back bar there for Miller.
That's a nut wrencher. Excuse my French.
31.9, Connor McDavid at center ice. We're about to get back underway here in this third period of play. JT Miller, the hero, late in this one. They're letting the Canucks fans have it so far to bring this game home. And the referees are talking things over.
Changing the time.
Yeah. As
An extra second and a half.
this will be... What are we doing here? We're really... The Canucks fans are talking things over. Chris Knobloch's talking things
Is
over.
he trying to get a...
32.6 seconds on the clock, so the referee was probably coming over to talk time.
He's got...
And he's challenging offside.
Whoa,
Chris Knobloch is challenging offside.
I didn't see that. Oh boy, what?
This is... Friends, I don't know what to tell you. This is wild.
Come on, coach.
Chris Knobloch is challenging offside. Why? What did we miss? Oh, they might be. I think Pettersson. I don't think it's...
That's hard to see when they flip it up in the air.
Yeah, hold on. We'll see the line view here. It might be Pettersson that did the job at the blue line. And the Canucks fans are rallying here. I don't know. As Miller's talking it over. He's saying face off at some...
No,
there's no challenge. No challenge on the play. So the Oilers declined the challenge and now have to get to work here in this one. As Picard will tap it over to Nurse. The Oilers have everybody they want on the ice here to get this 5-on-5 to a 6-on-5 through the neutral zone, tapped into the Canucks zone. 15 seconds to go. You got to clutch up here late. Bouchard keeps it alive, turns it over to the Canucks, and that will tap out into the zone. Picked up now by Ekholm. He'll step around Ekholm across the line. The shot on Shilovs makes the save, and that will do it in game number... We have a stoppage in play.
It went out of play.
We have a stoppage in play with 0.4 seconds on the clock. This is the game that just doesn't want to end in heartbreak for the Oilers. As the referees...
Checking the time.
Oh my goodness.
Do we get more time?
Is it a face-off out of the zone or...
In. It was deflected out by Vancouver.
Huh. 3.2 seconds added.
Oh, we got him.
That's this one. Canucks fans are bringing it in the face-off is outside of the zone. Draisaitl against Miller. He wins it forward. That will bleed the clock. The score is 3-2. The series is 3-2. Back to Edmonton we go for a huge, huge game in game number 6. That's tough.
It's going to be a good game 6, so.
Well, again, that's 5 straight decided by 1 goal. Canucks, as they have.
But
all
look at it as a
series.
positive, though. No power play goals.
No.
Either side. Picker, he had the most saves or shots on net yet in the series. And he only let 3 in.
Yep.
So there's a couple positives you can take out of this. Where's the offense when we need it? Right?
Well, and
They sat back too long.
I know we said that watch out for Connor McDavid in the third period, but
Nope.
if you're the Vancouver Canucks now, Game 6, and I think this is a script that maybe LA saw in 2022. That's all you can hope for out of the Oilers here in this next 2 games is the script you saw in 22 against LA. Connor McDavid and the goaltending wills you to a win in Game 6 and 7.
That's what you got to go for.
That's what it's going to
It's,
take here.
it's where the motivation is now. Motivation's you do or you die.
Yep, exactly.
You want to go golfing or you want to win the cup?
And that's, the Oilers have said they want to win the cup. So I'm just getting some text messages sent in here. Tough one. Figures it's an unlucky bounce. Both teams played well. That I think is kudos to you for saying it all night. All night. And big boys failed. Hard to be fully mad since it's the first time that's happened. But they really disappeared tonight. And I think that's fair to say. But thankfully, as an Oilers fan, you know when they disappear for a game,
They'll be back.
they'll be back next
Yeah.
game.
Well, Draisaitl
boy.
was missing the net on his one-timers.
Yep.
On that second power play, he missed the net and it was a wide open top net.
Yep.
Could have got one, but could have, should have, would have.
And that's where we'll find it.
Hey, they're back in
Next
whole
one.
country,
Yep.
and they got the edge.
So, yeah, I mean, the Canucks have won 2 at home.
Yep.
The Oilers have won 1. They're going back at home for 1.
Oh yeah.
And to look at this one this way, friends, I think a lot of people I've talked to have said they'll just go back and forth till Game 7, and in Game 7 may the best team win. I think when it comes to Game 7, again, I think clearly in this series you've watched Vancouver be that a little bit more timely so far because obviously they have the 3-2 edge. But in Game 7, you got to believe that neither fan base is at all... Like, if you're comfortable as a fan going into Game 7 in this series, you either don't have a heartbeat
No.
or you're... I don't want to say the other one because it's kind of an insult.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for fans going comfortable into Game 7, if there is a Game 7,
They don't have the heart to show that they actually want their team to win. They just like their team.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a good way to put it. So, friends, that will pretty much wrap it up here tonight. 10:54 on the clock.
Yeah. It was a
little
blast.
Bit, a little bit of a stunner.
Yeah.
I think,
and because am I your first guest ever?
First guest ever for a game, yep.
Well, first guest ever brings a gift.
Oh, look at
Now you
that.
can think about getting coffees whenever
Little
you want
coffee
before
for
you
the
go to
boys
work.
tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, pleasure.
Absolutely.
We'll do this
And
again
if
sometime.
This is 6 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think we are going to have to do it. I'll have
Yeah,
to
you
find
told
some
me.
ways to pull some strings with the May long weekend, but we'll make it happen.
Yeah, I'll be at home working on my Cobra Mustang, and if you call, I'll bring up my old Crowfoot jersey.
Okay, there we go, friends. That'll do it for us this evening. Thank you so much for being aboard for the ride. Again, I think one thing I'd be amiss if I didn't say hats off for the Canucks' effort tonight, right?
Yeah.
The Oilers sat back, and the Canucks didn't stop handing it to them.
No.
So we'll see what the Canucks have for us in game number 6. For Matt and myself, friends, this is Dolynny TV.